Good evening, and welcome to the Doom City of Granitegard, a live-action fantasy adventure here on the Guardtower Presents. We stream every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and then we post new episodes Friday to YouTube. If you haven't already, we invite you to join our Linktree page for all things related to the Doom City of Granitegard. And on that, you can go over and watch previous episodes on the Guardtower's YouTube channel, or watch it live on Twitch when we do the show. You can also find links to our other social media accounts, everything from our Patreon over to our Twitter accounts, and even go over to our Discord channel, which is really nice because you can actually talk to the cast and crew via our Discord, find out all the cool kid things we have going on, contests, things along those lines there.
We're cool. We got it.
And get there. What's that?
We're cool. And we're kids.
Oh, hey, you know.
Turns my hat back around.
How do you get there, you may ask? Well, that's super easy. That you just go over to linktr.ee/dcog. Again, that is linktr.ee/dcog, and our monitor is going to put that on there. I got it out this time. Fantastic on that. So thank you very much for that, Kate. I appreciate that. And for those of you that like what we're doing here, we would certainly love that if you would give us a follow here on Twitch, or if you're watching it on YouTube, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. Come on. It's a very small request for you, but it means a whole lot to us, helps us get noticed and grow. And if you've already done so and liked us and subscribed, we really, truly appreciate that. Our music this evening is courtesy of Pocket Bard. And we just found out that Pocket Bard actually had us up. It's almost like this Inception kind of thing here. We have them up, they have us up. Beautiful thing there. But Pocket Bard is an incredible little app that you can get on your phone. You can download it at the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. And it has music, it has sound effects. The neat thing about it is it allows you to seamlessly transition between your action and your exploration. It even give you victory songs for when your players succeed against your big bad evil guys, which is quite nice on that. And it's simple to use. Even somebody who's not great at technology like myself can use it. So that says a whole lot right there. So definitely check that out. And also super excited tonight because we are going to be looking at the second half of the amazing Cistern map that Chris Fields has done for us. So a big thank you to our friend Chris Fields for that. Also, I think that pretty much wraps up everything except for I mentioned to our friends at the Guardtower. If you like tabletop role-playing games, if you like strategy games, card games, or if you just happen to love dice, and you're in the Columbus area, go ahead and check out either the East or West store, and they will have a brand new West store opening up soon. We're sad to see the old one go, but this new store is going to be absolutely amazing on that. Of course, you can always visit them online at theguardtower.com. Again, that is theguardtower.com, where your next adventure awaits. Roger, are there any other announcements? Anything I've missed tonight?
I think you got it all.
Fantastic. Well, it's my favorite part of the evening where who wants to throw some dice?
Just one, but no.
We're going to
Trying to cut
go
back.
ahead and jump into our intro, and we'll see you back here in just a few moments. Just one? That's
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently, the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. And like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls. Daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals. With no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard, plans are forming in the dark. Powerful powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the North hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Welcome back. And we're just talking about a KFC dating simulator. I'm not quite sure what that is. Not that I want to know. Anyway,
If enough of you join our Patreon, we'll find out.
When's our dating simulator coming out?
Well, no comment.
well, let's go ahead and jump into a recap,
Dang.
shall we? So we can get into tonight's adventure
Keep
and
that
forget
wrist.
all that other stuff there. Having finally made it past the fortified walls of the city of Granitegard by way of the long-abandoned secret escape tunnel, our party emerged into a dank, flooded sewer network. They encountered a group of kobolds that were in need of rescue from a band of vicious orcs. And after a fierce battle, the party was in need of a safe place to rest and recuperate. Fortunately, their grateful new allies took them to the hidden hive of the kobolds that was beneath the city streets. And there they met the Alpha Mother, the leader of this particular brood clan. And after learning of the plight of the kobolds, our party pledged to aid their new friends. The Alpha Mother promised our human friends that she would assist them if they were to help remove some obstacles in the way of the kobolds, as well as give them some supplies. And in return, she would give them knowledge about the city itself, as well as supply them with a guide. Yip Yip was at the lead of the party, taking them carefully over to the edge of the Urgil territory. And for the first of their tasks, they would need to clear out the cistern and remove these fish-like creatures from the sewers at the portion that they had claimed. Now, I'm not quite sure if it was fortune favoring the foolish or a very carefully orchestrated plan that the party executed, but
I'm gonna go with option 2.
somehow they actually made it to the doors of the cistern. And we'll let the bards down the road sing tales of their excellence or what have you on that. But regardless,
Could be called
the party
climbing high.
did abandon their newfound
away.
friend Steve in a fiery chaos as they slipped through the doors and sealed it shut. Now, while they did have a bit of a sigh of relief when they looked into the cistern and saw the massive size, they realized that they had quite an obstacle in front of them. And as they proceeded to move across the floating pontoons, the Urgil of all manner jumped out and engaged them. And beyond that, the Mother of the Deep kept arising from beneath and attacking them. Now, our party was able to overcome the Urgil and make it all the way over to the wheel, in which they pulled, and that drained the cistern. And this is where we're picking up this evening right now. As you all are clinging to the pontoons, as the water is rushing out at this very rapid speed, it almost creates this whirlpool effect where you can see it grabbing the Urgil that were swimming as well as the Mother Deep and pulling them down, down, down. And finally, when it's all said and done, you all are left clinging to the hanging pontoons. You can hear the ropes that have been aged for so long sitting in this wet, nasty environment just stretching and groaning, and you hear several snaps as pieces of these pontoons begin to fall. Just as this is going on, Anna reaches over and grabs Mary to prevent her and her pontoon piece from falling. But Anna, you are precariously holding Mary up.
Okay.
We have Vaughn and we have Skeech that are clinging to one piece that has just dropped straight down on this relatively vertical surface at this point. And you can look and you can see some of the fibers of the rope beginning to fray.
Don't look either.
Over on this side, Echo is stabilizing his footing while we have Yip Yip and Damon very safe and secure on their rock ledge right there. Sky is managed to reposition herself on the rope. And the Reverend is, again, very precariously hanging on his pontoon at the moment. And I ask you all, what are you doing right now?
Sky, go get help. She just kind of looks at you. And hopefully we'll get the message.
At this point, Sky hunkers down onto the pontoon and is terrified. Tail tucked between her legs, ears back, and you hear this whimpering sound coming as the rope bridge sways back and forth. Again, you can hear the groaning of the rope underneath her weight.
Can I feel that, like mentally?
You can feel the absolute abject terror of Sky right now. She is almost overwhelmed.
I will run over to where Damon is, so I'm on stable ground, and try and basically, am I close enough where I could go into her mind?
Yes, and given the support of that area there, I'm not going to make you roll on that. That's one thing. So let's go ahead and move Echo right over there by Damon. And there we go.
Did you get a haircut or something?
Maybe.
How many feet are Vaughn and I dangling down?
You guys, at this point, we have Vaughn, who's hanging just on the very edge, so he's about 15 feet down. You are about 10 feet down from the top at this point, which for you is quite a considerable reach.
Wasn't gonna say that. But okay.
Rude.
Wait to point that.
While this is happening, I'm hanging off dear life, and I've started like reaching under my shirt with all the different medallions and trinkets that I keep on myself from the different, various different gods. And I start whispering silent prayers, pull them out one by one. Oh, please, help that goddess of peace, help me. Oh, Sirik, God of lies, I don't know how you help me, but whatever. Get me out of this situation. Bashaba, goddess of misfortune, I know you smile on me today. And I pull out another one. One God? I feel like
It's me.
you haven't been very happy with me lately, but please don't let me die here.
All right. We're actually going to start on this side of the room and move our way across. All right. At this moment, all you're hearing is just the grunting and the groaning and straining of the ropes. And if you're looking carefully, you can see here and there fibers again beginning to snap, and slowly but surely some of the ropes are unraveling. Reverend, what is your action this round?
Just continuing with it's like Lyria, goddess of joy. I think of how much joy I would spread if I could survive this predicament and get out of here. So I hope that I've covered my bases with all the various deities of the universe. I'm gonna now attempt to climb and crawl my way across this bridge and try to get to the stone platform there.
All right, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Great. Yep.
Is that the
That's a 9.
9. As you begin to try to move over, you slip a bit on it, and you manage to not fall off, but you're now stretched between the two of the ropes. Your feet are barely on one side, your arms are barely on the other, and you're kind of stretching it out a little bit as you're basically clinging with your toes as best as possible, swinging back and forth a little bit. You can see.
Oh, God of death, I'm not ready to come see you yet.
As you look down,
Again?
you see it's about 100 feet to the bottom, and all along the bottom are, again, thousands of these eggs that have begun to stop glowing at this point. You can see the light kind of fading out of them. You can now see the full length of the Mother of the Deep at the bottom, and she is massive, about 35 feet long from tip of the tentacle to the end of her cone. And as she's thrashing about, she is causing a little bit of damage to some of the eggs, but you can tell she's in her death throes right now. She is without oxygen, so to speak, since she does breathe underwater. And now we move over to Damon. Damon, what are you doing at this moment? You can see Echo is next to you there. Yip-Yip's on the platform with you. You hear the Reverend uttering all kinds of prayers.
How far away is the Reverend from where I am?
Reverend...
Are you gonna save me?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So 17 squares times 85 feet.
Would I be able to start heading that way by being careful on the
Acrobatic,
platform?
please. And are you doing a double move, or are you just doing regular walking?
I'm gonna do regular. I'm just gonna remove 30. I don't want to dash.
Okay. You can roll with advantage then.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right, you're able to make the full 30 feet of movement. All right, moving down to Echo.
For those on the platform, you see Echo just kind of ragdoll as he gets to there. As he just goes into his shared sense, he just collapses over there almost out of desperation. And he's trying to impart into Sky confidence as he's basically trying to communicate to her the training he did, where he had to conquer his fear of heights up in the mountains. And as he goes into her senses, he's hoping she'll kind of snap into action. Is there any allies near her? I see kind of Mary and Anon one way.
Vaughn and Skeech are
right
just
there.
below you.
Okay, she's gonna try and grab whoever is nearest with her mouth.
There's nobody that she could really reach with her mouth. She would have to climb down. That thing is dangling straight down.
And
So
it's
go
just
ahead.
Skeech holding.
Give me an animal handling check, please. You can roll with advantage.
Vaughn holding Skeech. Skeech holding lunch.
That'll be a 22.
22. All right. You're able to calm her down enough that she does conform to what you're asking. She has now moved over to where Skeech and Vaughn are, looking down on the two of them.
Okay. She is going to basically sit down so her tail is dangling off and try and give you guys some leverage to get up.
What a good dog.
Moving over to Yip Yip. What are you doing?
Well, right now she's freaking out since he just basically collapsed. She's like, whoa, what do I do? Is this normal? Is this normal? Like shouting over the
Yes!
we should probably try to get out of here. I don't know how good the ropes are.
I guess we're about to find out.
And she's just like kind of holding on to Echo here. Like, I can't carry him.
Taking Yip Yip over to Echo. All right. So you go close over to Echo and you're next to him. And you're basically panicking at this moment, I'm assuming.
Just a tiny bit because she can't carry him being like double her size.
His
That
eyes
is
are
true.
just like blue too. Like there's no pupils.
Skeech, what are you doing right now? You see, you can see the rope and everything, the pontoon bridge thing swing, and as it does, you can see something very heavy up there is moving and it stops. And you see Sky's tail dangle down. Still a bit out of reach, but maybe Vaughn could toss you up, or you can try climbing.
Use me. Use me like a ladder, Skeech.
Hold on to my ankles. I'm gonna try to shimmy up to get to Sky's tail.
Athletics check.
Climb me like one of your French girls.
Wait, would you say that Vaughn is assisting me in this action?
If he's holding on to your ankles, he's definitely not assisting you.
What if
Are
it
you
was?
pushing up on his ankle, or are you holding it?
What if it was less? What if it was less of an ankle holds and more of like a rump boost?
That's different. That I will let you do an acrobatics check with advantage. Hanging onto your ankles, like your weight's pulling on. You're coming back with me.
Oh boy. Let's go with a 19.
19.
Okay.
All right, up you go, and onto the tail you grab. And we'll get over to that in a moment. You are now hanging on to Sky's tail. Anna and Mary, the two of you are hanging very precariously together there.
Great. I want to kind of ease one foot back and pull Mary up onto relatively more solid ground.
All right, that would be athletic checks. You can do that with assistance, so that would be advantage. I'm sure the two of you are working together.
Great. Yes.
How unfortunate for the rest of us that the two strong people are not near us.
And are struggling.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Great. That's gonna be 26.
26. Can you move Mary up off of the precarious position and next to Anna there, please?
Strong.
All right.
With our 8 strength.
Oh, you voiced Mary. Mary,
Yeah.
you were dangling towards that edge. It was very, very terrifying. At this moment, this pretty much used all the actions that you have this round, helping the two of you together on that. So now you're up on that stable
Okay.
piece there.
Okay, great.
Last but not least, Vaughn,
Thank you.
you're assisting, keep pushing up so that you're going to make anything you do past this point a tad bit challenging.
I'm not going to climb. I'm not going to try to do anything this turn. Vaughn has concerns that with Sky having come over here and Skeech still being smaller of stature, if I were to try to get up there as well, it might be tough. So I want to see if I can do the same thing I did last session, trying to investigate which is the direction we should go, which looks like it's going to be the strongest, the most sturdiest, the safest path.
All right, let's go ahead and give me an investigation check then, please.
15.
15. All right, you're able to put together, there really is only one direct way forward for you at this point, which is to head down that long path there because, again, that's the only that seems to be connected at this point at the far end. So,
And also looking to see if there's any extra. He's nervous if he climbs up now. Also, if it's going to cause too much strain on those
you are
ropes.
definitely concerned about the amount of weight centered at this one point on this.
I call up to you, Skeech. I point out the direction. It's the only way. Don't wait for me. It's not going to hold. I'll be fine. I'll follow up behind. You and Sky go first. We need to spread out.
I hear you.
All right, we're going to move back around over to Reverend at this point. Ooh. Okay. Over on this side where Mary and where Anna are, give me the laser pointer that's actually plugged in over there. Oops, I forgot about
Behind
that.
you now.
That's it. How convenient. We have a laser pointer, modern technology. This little rope bridge piece over here, both of those snap, and it now hangs loose.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
All right, Reverend,
Oh, seriously?
what is your action at this point? You can. Oh, actually, go ahead and give me a acrobatics or athletics check, your choice to hang on.
Do athletics.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do, as I see that starting to fray over, I've been going through all these trinkets and holy symbols. I close my eyes and I try to talk to the voice that I heard when I was a child. Please, please, I don't know who you are. I'm not ready to die. I could be a better servant if I make it out of this. I dropped my microphone pack, which was very dramatic.
Well, that's okay. I couldn't remember where the laser pointer was. So hey, we're all even on
I
that.
was acting so hard, I just threw it out of my pocket.
All right. We'll get to that in just a second.
Okay, all this.
You all hear the Reverend praying very
My
intensely.
prayers have gone unanswered because that was a 6 for a 10.
We're going to get to that here in a few moments.
It's because you're not asking the one.
Damon, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
which one to talk
Athletics.
Oh, sorry, acrobatics, my bad.
That one.
The one.
Who's on first?
19.
19? Okay. You stay stable, and Mary and Anna, go ahead and give me either acrobatics or athletics, your choice. Which one on that? Go ahead and tell me what you're doing.
Give me the die.
Oh, no.
It's amazing. I actually handed that up earlier this year.
Oh, cool.
Great start.
Cool. I got a
Please,
9.
one God. Oh, see, see, this is what happens when you pray to the one God. You don't get a red dot.
You did roll a 1.
So, we'll get around to that here in just a few moments.
Yep.
Right.
Echo.
I'm an independent agent.
Actually, we're going to jump over to Damon. Damon, you have managed to stay stable, and you can look and see the other two on that side
Not doing
are
great.
beginning to fray pretty bad. Anna and Mary fall down onto the pontoon. They don't fall off, but they're clinging onto the pontoon in a prone position. You can see Reverend is just praying. There, you can actually see sweat coming off of him as he's there. And you had to maintain your stability. You can see again those two pontoons on the rope joining pieces on this far side over here, and this far side over here are fraying really bad right now.
Mary, this is why a kingdom really needs to invest in its infrastructure. I don't understand. Why would they use rope for this?
Couple questions for you.
Absolutely.
How high is the
How high is the ceiling? From where you are right now, the ceiling is about a total of 15 feet from the pontoon to the ceiling.
Sweet. Another question. If I was to take out a certain crossbow and shoot it at the ceiling and swing myself, grab the Reverend, would I be able to maybe make a jump onto a safer platoon that I can look for?
I would love to see you try that. That would be absolutely amazing. Let's do that.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. What do you want me to roll?
Go ahead and give me. Let's make this an acrobatics check.
You have the hat.
Do not miss a chance.
One opportunity.
Alright, 23.
All right, Damon, the mathematics, you can see running the computations as you whip out this crossbow.
He's doing
and
it.
fire it off, and it hits the ceiling. As you leap off, you're holding on to the crossbow itself, and you begin playing out the rope, and you use the momentum to swing up and pick up the Rev. And now you're up in the air with the Rev swinging through the air. And that's where we're going to hold you right now.
For dear life.
All right. So, Echo, what is it that you're doing at this moment?
You see Sky look
Like
at you,
Spider-Man.
Vaughn, and her face, she kind of cocks her head at you. Go. And just turns and will just try and dash and run with Skeech on her back. As far
Would
as
you
she
like
can.
me to roll, or do you wish to roll for you?
I would like to roll.
All right, let's go ahead and give that an acrobatics check with Skeech on her back.
That will be a, don't believe she's proficient, so that'll be a 17.
17. All right, she is able to spring at her 45 feet of movement.
She got 50.
50 feet of movement? 50 feet of movement, sorry.
So 100. Can she go the other way? Yeah. Is that safer?
There's no adjoining piece between here and here.
So you wouldn't be able to get out.
Oh, I see.
That's a
We're
dead
trying
end
to go
up that
back.
way.
I got you. Okay. Yeah, that works. No, let's just get him back. So yeah, just towards the place we came in.
There we go. All right, Vaughn. You feel it shaking and moving right now. We'll get over to your character in just a few moments.
That was 100.
Unfortunately, if you're going to do the dash, it's going to be a lot higher threshold on the DC.
Okay, that's
The
fine.
17 did make the check on the 50 feet
Okay,
there.
got it.
All right, and anything else that you're doing right now?
Nope. Echo's still just like lifeless over there. So
Keeping Yip Yip
breathing.
on her toes. So Yip Yip, you've got what appears to be the lifeless body of the dirty man sitting over there.
I have many names.
What am I supposed to do? And like she's just shouting over to David, like she cannot pick him up.
Oh, I'm busy right now.
Flying through the air.
David, I just imagine this Tarzan. Oh,
I was thinking more like Spider-Man, you know?
She's not.
Indiana Jones.
oh yeah, there we
I'm
go.
like, wake up,
Choose your
please
hero.
wake up, yes, wake up. I can't carry us both.
All right. And Skeech, you're riding on the back at this moment. Is there anything else that you're looking to do?
Yeah, so
Indiana Jones.
can I have an action as we start to take off?
Yes.
We'll look down at Vaughn, say, all right, well, it worked last time. Good luck. And I'm going to drop another one of those bramble bombs off to go off as soon as we start running away.
All right, looking to stabilize that area right by Vaughn, I'm assuming?
Yeah, and if possible, I want to get it like close to the edge so the vines actually start to go down, maybe giving him something to climb.
That's fantastic. Do me a favor and drop a 20 just to kind of see what your success is on that. If you want to, you can add your attack proficiency on it.
I would love to, but I may have just dropped it off the side. There's a lot of holes in this.
Hold on, I gotta prime this.
No, it's
Okay.
It's fine.
So it goes off. It does not, it does strengthen the area there. It does not knock Vaughn off or anything else along those lines.
That's good.
It's just not as spectacular as you were trying on that. I'm not going to penalize you for utilizing it. I was just seeing if it was super spectacular or not on that.
Good luck, Vaughn.
Vaughn, as you're hanging on, you can see as it goes off, these vines begin to race down where you're hanging on to, and you can hear it tightening up on it. And all the way across the top and down where you are, it is now reinforced and strengthened.
Oh, that's amazing.
It,
Thank you, Skeech.
What?
And Anna and Mary, right now, behind you, you can hear more snaps of the fibers on the rope there.
Great. So maybe shall we move together forward?
Yes, I'm going to say a little prayer and give us a guiding touch here.
Oh my God.
Yes. So we do this on the count of 3.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. And then we're just yeah.
Okay.
Right. Oh my God.
Is that another one?
No, it's a 2. It's a 2 again, but yeah.
19.
All right.
9.
As you begin to
Oh,
crawl forward,
yeah.
you slip
Plus 10.
off.
D4.
And just as it looks like you are about to go all the way down, Mary grabs you and
Oh, thank
is
God.
basically locked onto the pontoon where she's hanging onto and holding you basically by the back of your armor so you don't make the drop. And Mary, it is everything you've got at this moment not to let your friend drop the 100 or so feet down to the bottom.
As if to like convince myself.
So, unfortunately, your audience didn't have any forward momentum, but she did not fall to her doom on that.
Yay!
Concerted group effort there did keep her from making the plummet. Vaughn, what are you doing at this moment?
I hate this.
Once I think that Sky and Skeech are far enough away, I'll start the process of climbing up.
All right.
Buddy.
Athletics, acrobatics, or athletics, either way. Your choice.
One.
You have the option.
That'll be a 17.
17. Up to the top you go. The brambles made it much easier on there. Again, it's reinforced. So, again, basically because the ability check that he had is off of one of his abilities, that's what the roll was just for the success of it or not. So, all right. And that moves us back around to the top of the round. Mary and Anna, go ahead and give me an athletics check, please.
Hey. You still have your...
That's cocked. That's cocked. I swear to God. It was the same thing. That's fine. Okay. And it's a D4. Great. Okay.
Yeah, it's a save, actually. My bad.
It's a save.
Yeah.
Oh, and we both get +4 to that. Oh,
Yes.
thank God. Okay.
Apologize, I did not phrase it appropriately because this moment something terrible just happened.
Oh, no.
Oh, please don't tell me the
There's
rope.
a second
What's the
bridge right
what kind
underneath the
of
first
save
bridge.
is it?
It's, is it a strength
Is it
save?
strength or...
A strength save. Yep.
Great.
Okay. 21.
21?
Sorry, one second. Okay,
You
so
do
it's a
you.
4 on the die.
She doesn't want to leave.
Plus 4. Plus 4, so that's 12. Plus another 4, so that's 16.
16. All right. The two of you manage to hang on as you do this reenactment from the Temple of Doom, essentially. That one separates and breaks, which takes the second one down there with it.
Oh no.
And that whole piece disconnects on that whole side there. And you all are clinging to the bridge as it is swinging down towards the base.
We are so doomed over there on the other side.
We're hanging on to a crossbow right now.
Swinging in
We're
the air.
just like, yep, it's like free falling.
Yeah. No.
Yep, as you're sitting there, you look over and you freak out because you can see them drop down to the nothingness.
Oh, bad.
All right, let's go ahead and
It's terrifying.
jump over to Reverend and Damon. As you all are swinging through the air, you watch the entire bridge section give way and just drop down. You can see Anna and Mary riding
We're
this thing
screaming.
down.
I am also screaming in Damon's face.
Damon, you have utter confidence right now because you're swinging through the air. You have never ever felt like so confident at this moment in time. It's attached to the ceiling. You've got the screaming Reverend in one arm. You are just feeling very heroic at this moment, coming through the air.
Am I?
Actually, yes, you are, because he has a bit of a glow around him. I
Oh.
dropped a 20 for your check.
I have to drop one?
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
When you did your little prayer
Yes.
there.
Aw.
So, yeah, you reached out to the right source. Damon,
But you don't know which
you
one.
may make your you may make your landing
I'm
check
glowing.
with advantage.
My witch check.
Sorry.
Wherever you're going to land at this point, if you want to write it down,
Home.
if you want to try to land up over here, you have advantage on your next check.
All the way on the stone platform right there.
Technically, with the 100 feet that you've got, you could make a considerable distance to the exit. You've got the momentum currently.
You can do it.
How far can I get with my 100 feet to there?
You're, was that 5, 10, 15, 40, 50, 60, 70, you could basically land right next to Vaughn.
I want to attempt that.
All right.
Because I see it's reinforced there. Thank you, Skeech.
Yeah, no problem.
That will be a 28.
28. Let's go ahead and place them right next to Vaughn.
As we're swinging through the air, you just hear me sing, they say that a hero.
Vaughn, from down in the blackness, all of a sudden you see the Reverend and Damon come swooping up out of the darkness. Damon detaches the length of the crossbow and it comes reeling back just as the two of them set down. right next to you that barely even sways the bridge.
I am so glad I gave you that crossbow.
I appreciate it.
And we jump over to Echo. Echo, what are you doing at this moment?
So does it look like Sky kind of has it under control?
Sky is going to attempt to make a series of jumps there, yes.
Okay. I will leave that to her.
All right.
Echo is in your arms, correct?
Yeah, she's like shaking you right now, trying to make you wake up. Please wake up, please wake
You
up,
just
please
see
wake up.
the blue go away, and it goes back to Echo's amber eyes, and he looks at you, grabs you by the wrist, and goes, "Come with me if you want to live." He pulls out some rope and starts trying to make basically like a harness,
Okay. And she
like baby carrier, basically.
It's this man who looked like he died. And
But I guess first, can I try and see if I can make it with Sky?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I actually, in tandem with that, I wanted to, in dark speak, start talking to Sky to encourage her, telling her that she is doing a great job so far and everything's gonna be okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're giving them some calm words of
Sky
reassurance
actually came
right there.
from goblins. She does understand dark speak.
Oh.
That she does, as a matter of fact.
That will be a 19 for her acrobatics or athletics.
All right, she makes it all the way over to the far side right there with the jumps that she had to make. And that's where she's able to go at this particular point in time without causing any additional issue. Every time she dumps, though, it does cause a whole bridge to shake on that. All right.
Also, Echo's using his action to, fasten the rope, but he will also pull out the keystone out of his pocket. Is there anything around here that looks like it might fit one or interact with something?
No, there isn't this moment.
Okay.
And
It's worth a try.
no, you're fine.
I didn't
Isn't
think I
that
got the
tied to him? Would Misty Step work?
I don't know if you can make it 30 feet anywhere, like, touching.
I think normally it breaks like grapple.
There are.
It's just you.
Facts. You would,
I was gonna say there are brackets on the wall, but
Yeah, but I don't think that.
yeah, but I was
I
thinking
think
like
Misty Step is just yourself. Is it
yeah.
not?
You can do that, though.
yeah, that's what I was planning to do before he just tied her to it.
Well, yeah,
I was like, okay, this works, I guess.
All I'm imagining is that like the hangover that
Oh, just hanging around.
I can just imagine like this 3 foot tall, like yip about, give or take, just in a baby carriage.
They're actually much
All right, so right now that's your actions for the next couple of seconds of doing the lashing on that while you people looks quite confused at your plan, which is most of us, most of the time anyway. He is reassuring Sky at this moment. Anna and Mary,
like the one guy that
as this
serious ways.
as this bridge is swooping down at tremendous speeds, you all disappear into the blackness, and all you all hear is their screams, and then suddenly it's cut short.
Oh no!
And we'll get you all here in just a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Vaughn, what are you doing this round?
Reverend, what potion is this? You're glowing. I haven't seen this effect before.
I think we did.
What happened to you?
I think we did.
I don't know.
We don't have time. We can ask questions later. We need to go.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. We gotta go. But
Slowly, carefully. There's only one route, correct?
At this point, yes.
It might be wise for us to spread out a couple of some of those floating pieces apart. That way we're not putting all of our weight in one location.
Smart move.
And he's only going to use half of his movement ever.
All right,
He's
go
going
ahead
to
and give me-
slowly and delicately, gingerly walk across this.
Okay, you're gonna have to make a leap as you do it. So give me an acrobatics check at advantage. Since you're only moving at half distance.
19.
19. All right, move on forward 15 feet over that gap. There you go, just to the other side of that.
Sweet. Sounds
go.
great.
And now move around to the top of the round. So, from down below, there is this groan from the Mother of the Deep. And as she does so, all of the glow in the eggs fades away. And at this point, there's a sparkling, much kind of like what you saw when Gendron passed away. to the side, and those lights, those firefly lights, race up into the air and then slam into the keystone that you're holding. And again, another facet lights up on the keystone.
Which
And Reverend, what are you doing, sir?
It's like a Pokemon. Well, I see Vaughn running ahead.
Watch where I step.
All right, damn, naturally, we gotta go single file here. So I'll follow behind him and I'll look out for him.
Yes, I won't be traveling with you. I'm going somewhere else. Can you promise to make sure that Reverend gets there, like, safely?
Only if you promised yourself the same.
Sure.
Reverend, I am not reassured.
I feel like mom and dad are having a conversation. Anyway, so I start going forward, and I notice what Vaughn is doing, so I'm walking very gingerly as well.
All right. And
I also can't get ahead of him because I would knock him over. So it's just impolite.
as you slip past Damon there, you are able to make it to the edge there without having to do a skill check. Crossing it, though, will cause you to have to do a skill check, and especially if you're going to try to leap into Vaughn's arms there.
Well, I don't want to try to bump him off, though.
All right. And that's where we hesitate right now, and we're going to move over to Damon.
I want to, once again, arrow in the ceiling, and I want to start making my way back over to where Anna and Mary were, and then descending down.
All right. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check on this.
15.
15. You shoot the bolt off, and it hits the ceiling, and you swing out and begin to descend into the darkness below. And we'll get to that in a few moments. That moves us to Echo and Sky.
Sky's gonna do her 50 movement if she can get there.
Okay.
And you said basically the spirit of the Mother of the Deep went into the Keystone?
That's what it looks like.
And he just kind of looks down at you.
He's just kind of looking up at the stone like, I have to ask about ask my brother about that later then.
Okay. And he will swap that out for his climbing gear, and he's gonna try and shimmy across the wall.
Ooh, nice. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics or athletics, your choice.
Okay. Does the gear or my proficiency give me advantage in this situation?
Absolutely, it does.
Yay! It's not terrible. 14.
14. Okay. You were able to move half your climbing speed.
Okay.
But the biggest issue that you're having is all of the muck and slime on the walls. You don't ever hit a point as you're doing it whether you you're going to risk to fall, but it is hampering your movement as you move across.
Okay.
But you are certain that, barring any unforeseen issues, it will take you some time, but you should be able to climb all the way around if you desire.
It's gonna take a while.
Yip. Is there anything you're doing to assist him, or
I don't think there's anything she can do to assist him.
the moral support?
Yeah, that's pretty much all she can do. She's just like, you can do it. I can't do this. My arms are too weak.
Intelligence? Okay.
Oh, actually, no, wisdom. Either wisdom or intelligence, your choice. Whichever one you feel applies more to
I'm
your
not
training.
wise to the world of men. Or am I smart? 9.
9. All right. Right now, you're just really happy to be riding on the wolf. Okay.
I love the breeze through my hair.
Yes. What are you doing at this moment, aside from
Enjoying the breeze through my
just
hair.
enjoying the breeze? You're like, all right. Vaughn, what are you doing?
Same exact thing. Slowly making my way. Continuing to use half of my movements, continuing to investigate to see which is going to fray, skipping certain pontoons as necessary.
Okay. So you can make it, if you use your full range of motion, you can make an athletics check and cross the next threshold to be up towards the end. And then you do an investigation to examine the area.
Okay.
Or if you just want to walk to the very edge, there's no acrobatics check, and you can just do an investigation.
But the second one sounds better.
So, but again, the first one allows you to cross this gap
Yeah.
and put yourself here. The second one just brings you to right there. and just an investigation check at that.
No, Vaughn plays it slow and safe.
All right. So go ahead and advance Vaughn the 15 feet with no roll, and go ahead and roll for investigation, please.
18.
18. The ropes here, when Sky made the jump, so this here, right up there. So at the far side, when Sky made the jump, they are frayed very, very badly at this point. One at the very edge where, again, when Sky hit, all the weight and everything shifted. So that is definitely a danger point that you've noticed.
Point that out to the Reverend. This guy's weight frayed most of this further on. We have to be remarkably careful. Slow.
Oh, good. Slow and careful. That's attributes that I have.
Do you still have those tokens? Did you keep one?
I don't. I gave them out away. How are you?
I have one. Stay close to me then.
All right. How's that work? Do we fall half as fast to our death?
We hold on tight and we don't ask questions. Hopefully it works.
All right. Well, it's got me this far.
Moving back around to the top of the round.
All right. Well, we'll just have this conversation.
And the rope snaps on this side here.
Oh, great.
Go ahead and give me a acrobatics check. Both of you.
no.
Acrobatics?
Acrobatics or athletics, your choice. That doesn't bode well.
It's not canon.
16.
16.
17.
17. Both of you are able to cling to the pontoons and the rope bridge itself as it drops, yanks it. I mean, it bounces way high. And at this point, it is basically you clinging to the pontoons at this moment, looking to reenact a scene that you saw just a few moments ago when your friends disappeared.
Yes.
And Reverend, what are you doing?
Well, I guess I'm taking a ride down on this, this pontoon. What can I see when I...
The two of you have not fallen. The whole thing broke. Remember how they were hanging for a minute and then the whole thing gave way? That's kind of the situation that you're in at this moment.
Well, I'm just trying to hold on then. Can I crawl along it to get...
Your area is very well reinforced. You've got the brambles in there, so you're at an advantage to cling onto that.
All right. Well, I'll try to keep moving forward along it then.
Oh, okay. So, you're gonna move away from the brambles and climb towards Vaughn?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give me an athletics check, please.
I mean, I don't...
Okay,
know
acrobatics check.
I don't know how much longer this is gonna... Hold on, Vaughn. We gotta... Slow and steady might not be winning the race here. Ooh, it's a 9.
9. Vaughn, you want to catch your friend?
I do.
Go ahead and give me acrobatics as he is racing by you.
We should be going faster, falls.
That's a nat 20 for a 27. Praise be.
All right. As the Reverend begins to climb...
I'm going to use his inertia to throw him to the other side of the room.
On the other side of you? Well, go ahead and put the Reverend on the other side of him there. All right. So as this thing is dipping way down, the Reverend begins to fall past you, heading right towards that gap. You grab him and kind of toss him up to the side. He lands and clings to it at this point. Yeah, he's sweating pretty profusely.
I yell back over and I say, look, now that I'm over here, I help you get across.
I think that's wise. I also think I dislocated my arm.
We'll get to that in just a moment. Damon, in the darkness, you continue to zip on down. What are you doing there, Echo?
Echo turns down to Yip Yip as he's climbing, and he says, "In my bag, there's a token. It'll keep you safe if I fall.
What does it look like?
It looks like a feather. But I need you to bring the ball, the Keystone, to Vaughn if I die. Okay? Can you do that?"
Okay. Like, she just sounds really scared at the idea that he's sitting here like, if I die. She's like, okay.
In the 70% chance I die here, I need you to do this. And yeah,
You gonna climb again? Go ahead and make a climbing check, please.
Yes.
Yip Yip hasn't experienced Echo enough.
Is he always like this?
Yep. Just got to be higher than a 2. It was lower. All right, that's a 9.
Go ahead and you give me an acrobatics check there, Yip Yip.
I was about to say, I was gonna grab the thing that he told me to grab.
It's a suicide pact.
Yeah.
No,
actually the title
I
of
die.
this
You do not
episode.
die. Pact.
So you said acrobatics.
Acrobatics, please.
Oh, wow. We are doing
We're good. We're
What's
good.
that?
You're good.
All right.
It's not a dot. It's not a dot.
You guys
ready for
begin.
this TPK?
Okay, Echo, you lose your grip, and the two of you plummet. And Yip Yip pretty much is basically just panicking, like, ah, and screaming in your face as the two of you begin to drop into the darkness. Skeech, you and Sky, Sky freezes and looks to where you hear Echo. What sound do you make as you disappear, Echo?
Silence.
Oh, Echo. Wow.
The sound is deafening. I knew it.
Yeah.
The 30% chance didn't happen today.
Guy just points and looks towards where
Trying to get the
Echo is
thing
and freezes. And the two of you watch the two of your friends disappear down into the darkness. Vaughn, what are you doing?
How much of that was I able to see from the direction I'm facing?
None.
I'm very stealthy.
I could just hear,
All you hear is Yip Yip screech.
but the Reverend is looking back and past me, correct?
That is true.
This has gone poorly.
God, so badly.
They had,
we're really-
they had the tokens, right? They all had the
Two
tokens.
and a natural 1 on that advantage.
I was the only one of our group that didn't have one.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine then.
Dice jail school.
Well, the original group.
Knowing,
I mean, as long as you have the coin, you're
knowing Echo,
little me.
the first thing Echo did is
Maybe.
strap Yip Yip in.
Dice jail.
Safety comes first for Echo. Now help me up. And I start climbing up towards the Reverend.
All right, so I'll
and acrobatics?
then get across.
Okay, both my help with advantage.
Yep, absolutely.
13.
13. All right, he pulls you across, and the two of you working together, and you hear more of the rope fray as you're doing so at this point, and it's looking pretty bad. The section where you are.
Hey, let's just go for it.
If we die, if this is the end here, Vaughn, I just want you to know, I think you would have made a good king.
Oh,
Wow,
I will deny that I said that.
that's one word I was expecting.
That feels the appropriate time to say this. I swear I will take that to my grave.
Very well. Now let's get out of here.
All right, swinging back around to the top of the round, and the bridge holds intact.
All right, so
It is now Damon. It is now the Reverend's turn to do something.
we can either go along this long path, or we could try to jump across there. Both seem pretty stupid. Am I still glowing?
No, unfortunately.
I
Great
guess that
not.
was one-time use.
Wow.
All right, well, I'm just gonna try to go along to my right, that way,
All right.
and try to climb up that, going as slowly and carefully as possible.
That'll be an athletics check. I say acrobatics check.
This is from me. Turn that in, whatever.
17.
Nice. And you're able to move half your distance. 15 feet up.
All right, Bob, we'll do it your way here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Echo. Those feather tokens activate regardless. You don't have to stroke them, correct?
It does say whomever is holding the token.
Mm-hmm.
Holding can be in a bag.
We'll see in a moment.
Okay. Because if the bag survives the fall, then you don't want I'm going to be upset.
I'll keep
We'll remember you by your bag. All right. Damon,
lies, Echo.
You're like
as you
a bag of junk.
touch down at the base onto the ground, at the bottom of the cistern here, there's very few patches that are not covered in eggs or skeletal debris. Looks like there's been lots of creatures eaten at one point or another down here. You can see a bunch of Urgil that have been bounced and slammed off of the support columns within this that are laying there broken and dead. And you can see the body of the Mother of the Deep. And off in kind of a 45-degree from where you're standing is where you believe your friends might have disappeared to.
I'm gonna start heading that way.
All right, you retract the crossbow from the
Yeah, and
ceiling.
I'm gonna put it just back on my belt.
You begin wading your way through this nasty, fishy mess.
I'm like hoisting my jacket up as I walk.
Fantastic. All right. There is all kinds of nastiness. As you are moving your way across, your foot hits a bowl at the bottom of it. And for a brief moment, the bowl kind of glimmers and then fades.
Can I pick it up?
All right. Pick up the bowl. Could have shoved it and take it in your backpack or something?
Yeah.
All right. There you go. And you begin making your way towards the direction you believe where your friend's body should be. All right. And Echo and Yip Yip. As you begin following, the two of you are, well, you're not screaming. Yip Yip is screaming, and all of a sudden, there's this kind of sound that pops from your backpack. And as it happens, as you begin dropping, all these little feathers begin kind of trailing off of you as you all are going down. All of a sudden, the speed is halved, and you look quite relieved as you're slowing down, but you are still concerned at the rate of movement that you're going.
Okay.
And just as it seems you're about to slam into the bottom, you hit this pile of eggs and kind of splash through it, and there's just mucus and nastiness. And let's go ahead and take care of Sky and Skeech there.
So, using what I didn't get to do last turn, can I start piecing together how quickly the ropes are snapping on this side, or the weight of Sky and I compared to the Reverend and Bond?
Go ahead. And what skill do you think you'd like to use for that?
Again, can I have this be my last turn since I didn't get to?
Okay.
Okay. I would like that to be an investigation.
Let's do that.
Okay. It's going to be a 19.
19. All right. The section there where Sky originally had landed and has given way at this point has caused stress on both these points here and here. But the one up on this side seems to be under the most duress, which is the way that Vaughn and the Reverend are climbing up.
Do I think that there being less weight on the bridges would buy them more time?
From where you all are sitting, it could certainly buy them, but not as, it wouldn't be that much more from where you and Sky are. It's taken a lot of the weight off of that particular side over there. That side, this far side here is under a lot of duress because that's just the way the bridges are being pulled at this point from this center section that runs up along here. That's what's pulling down the dead center. That's what's causing most of the stress.
Okay. I'm gonna shout over to the Reverend as I see him going what looks to me like the wrong way. I'll say, "Hey, I would just chance it. It's getting really hairy over there. You gotta come this way."
All right.
Is Skeech telling us to jump?
I think. Did I make him mad? Is he trying to kill me?
No. No, Skeech has a nose for these things.
And then I'm going to look down to Sky and I'm gonna say, "We can go get him." When she's looking over at where Echo had fallen.
Okay, at this point, Sky looks over at you and see her cock her head, ears kind of one up, one off to the side a little bit.
"Don't worry, it'll be okay." And I can make a deception for that if you'd like.
Go ahead with advantage, please.
Insight?
Huh?
Did she do insight?
You stupid
He
dog.
wants to believe you're going to be okay right now.
It's a 20.
She's a dog.
A natural 20?
No,
Okay,
no.
total. Her little tail begins to wag.
Yeah.
She's still making these little whimper sounds a little bit, but there seems to be some hope.
And then I'm going to ready a bomb out of my bag.
At this point, she looks very concerned at you.
This is sneaky. This is part of the deception.
Oh, okay.
Saying like, it'll be okay if we go down and follow.
Is the bomb ball shaped?
Actually, yes.
Okay. Just
Looks
wondering.
like a tennis ball.
Oh, alrighty then.
I got some coal and I put the lines on real quick.
Move over to Vaughn. What are you doing right now?
what is paramount, because the Reverend doesn't have a token, is to just get to where the Reverend is.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to do.
You were able to get over to him without an acrobatics or anything else, because that is just 5 foot of distance. You're now in you're in physical contact range with him.
Are we going for it?
Skeech says we gotta go back that way, so we gotta leap of faith.
Oh, together then. And I'll wait for his.
You know, I'm a man of faith after all.
All right.
Are you going to beseech again?
It's just us, Reverend.
What's that?
Are you beseeching again?
I feel like I've pressed my luck. When we go to take this, we're going to take this jump. Will we be able to get to the edge of that?
Which jump are you making?
The right one.
Yeah, the one with the direction Skeech told us. to go.
All right, so you guys grab each other and work together as a team to make the jump?
So I call out again and I say, I got the impression that you did want me to die. I don't want my friend here to die either. But I guess you can hear me saying this.
We're not going to die today, Reverend.
I was talking to you. We're not going to die.
All right, who's making the roll?
I will.
And don't everybody jump at first.
I'll do it. I'll take this.
Well, I've been rolling very badly.
Yeah, well, anything could happen. Doing it together, we get advantage?
Together?
Okay.
On the count of three?
One of you gets to roll.
Oh, okay.
Don't look at it.
I thought you were different.
I don't like that sound.
15.
15. All right. The two of you leap together, and as you land together on the piece right there, it gives. And the two of you sail through it and begin dropping down.
I immediately hug the Reverend as tight as I can.
I hug you as well.
And into the darkness you descend.
Think pencil thoughts.
Damon, as you are walking towards the far corner there, you can hear Anna and Mary laughing. Mostly the laugh of, oh my God, I can't believe we're not dead. And they are sitting in this giant pile of eggs just covered in this nasty gore. It kind of worked like a big cushion as you all went down. You could see where the rope and everything that you were hanging out to slammed into the eggs, and you just kind of followed down with it. And it has just devastated this corner of the eggs. You're maybe about 10 feet over from where the Mother of the Deep was.
Look, I'm making an egg angel.
You know what's so great?
What?
I'm wearing my normal boots, but I have these
Are you girls having fun? Would you like to start moving?
Do you think maybe I should put on slippers?
No, I think we should just go.
Maybe it's a little late.
Let me give you a hand up and then slip.
About this time, you all can hear this yip screech from over across the way a little bit,
God.
and then another splattering sound of something or other.
That'll be the slime.
Oh, are you not dead?
No, but we are walking on eggshells.
Deadpan. What you gave me when you said that.
So,
Do it.
Vaughn and Reverend, do either of you scream on your way down?
Oh, I'm definitely screaming.
All right. And from another
think he does.
direction within the darkness, you hear another screech, this high-pitched bill, and another large splattering sound of the eggs going on.
We're still alive, Reverend.
I'm not quite sure.
Wait. It smacks at your face a little bit. Tap, 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 tap.
As you're sitting there, the feathers begin drifting down on you as well and kind of plaster themselves to the sticky egg residue.
Oh, yeah.
Subtract your feather token and subtract your feather token, please.
You know, it sure would be nice if there was a way I could recreate that any time we needed.
Did we use our?
Be a really useful thing to have.
Do you all have feather tokens as well?
We did, yeah, but
That's probably the reason you all survived as well, too.
great, okay.
They would have activated yes. Mostly it was because that particular corner there is where the largest section of eggs were.
Amazing.
Well, I was kind of hoping we would just use one and be like this so we can save one
Unfortunately,
No.
you guys are both falling, and it just works.
automatically. Okay.
Thank you, Todd Howard.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Can we see where they are?
no, because it's unless you have dark vision or a torch or something to light up where you are.
Oh, well, if I find myself to be in darkness, then I'm gonna hold up one of my bottles and cast light on it, so it looks as if. Check this out, Vaughn. Light in a bottle.
From this pile of eggs in the distance, light begins to glow out of the eggs, and it looks like there's 2 human forms inside this massive pile of eggs.
That's impressive, Reverend.
Inside of the eggs.
You're inside a pile of eggs, yes, kind of like you fell into the center, and
It's gonna take me an hour to clean this off.
it's pretty much into every crack and crevice.
Me next.
Well, it sounds like everyone else is okay then, too. Climbs out of this disgusting mess.
You should push your way out of the eggs, out to the area that's not quite as nasty, very slick. We have Skeech and we have Sky at the top up there still.
Do we see the glowing form down there?
Yes, way down, you can see where it looks like the Reverend and Vaughn, where that looks like they fell, would be. Outside of that, you don't see anything else down there as far as glowing lights go.
Going to try to coax Sky to finish our journey and get to the platform there.
All right. Go ahead and make a athletic or acrobatics choice.
With advantage.
With advantage, sure.
21.
21. All right. Sky will be able to finish her journey. And now the only 2 at the top are pretty much Skeech and Sky looking down where 2 of their friends have survived and the rest seem to be gone.
I'm
So glad I held on to all that rope.
Well, I start calling out, like, is anyone, hey, Anna, Mary, Echo,
Yes.
are you,
We're okay.
you're not, am I talking to your angels?
It's me, your conscience.
Mary, can
That's
you?
quite funny.
The
That's what
orb
you
of
thought.
light. Can you light it?
Is that a human thing? Yes.
my
I bring
bit.
out the light orb.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't know of it then.
Now that the light is shining down here, it is much less appealing than it was in the darkness. Again, you can see all these shattered eggs from where you all have landed, but you can also see tons and tons, like I said, of skeletal and bodies of creatures that have been harvested and brought here to feed the creatures living within the cistern.
Oh, wow,
wait,
what a
is-
scenic place.
Is Skeech and Sky? They made it then? They're not down here.
Can I feel my connection
Yes.
if it's severed? Is
No.
there too much distance? Sky's okay. I don't know about Skeech.
Last we saw Skeech was holding on. They were
Closer than we were. Well, I assume if she made it, he's okay.
Be pretty embarrassing if they were the only one that made it all the way across and we all fell down here.
I did not fall. Is there a door anywhere that I can see?
Not that you can see. The only thing that you can see is to the far corner over here where the original works were down on this little end. Looks like a large stone opening where a lot of the eggs and bodies and stuff have been sucked into and kind of plugged up, where the water apparently looked like it was draining out.
Yeah.
We probably have to climb back up.
That might be difficult considering that's not one of the strengths of this group. Maybe we can see where the eggs...
Why are you looking at
Wow, rude.
Go?
No, that is one of your strengths.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Rest of it.
it's me. I get it.
Yep, yep.
It is a little...
You know that you don't want to go deeper.
We don't want to go deeper.
Which way do we not want to go deeper?
I didn't want to go this
She
deep.
points towards the hole that's been clogged up.
Oh, I didn't have plans to go that way. Can I start heading back towards the exit?
Is that where they come from?
Damon,
There's bad things down there.
Bad
can you
things
get us up
there,
one at a
too.
time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to go back up there. As she like points up to where the entrance they came through is.
Say no more.
Is there a exit from the water that we could access down here?
Not a good one.
Not from the base of the cistern.
Real quick. I know this was quite the climactic endeavor, but I may not have an opportunity like this again. So just one moment, please. And he rushes over to the Mother of the Deep and pulls out his little alchemy kit and starts to harvest some things.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, isn't that like that's not as defenseless as you usually go for, Vaughn? Like usually, like you like them there like all sad and old. Oh no, it's just any monster. Oh, I'm sorry.
Turns around, kind of like in it. What?
Nothing. Never mind.
No,
Carry on.
I was busy. Keeps going.
Are they all covered in muck?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's not muck. It's if you're broken open an egg. It's pretty much imagine that horrificness all
I
over.
see all of this, and
I can clean them off.
I'm gonna take off my jacket and stuff it in my bag because I don't want any of that stuff on my jacket.
I can clean them off.
Please.
All right.
As she casts prestidigitation on herself, and it just poof, all clean.
You are very clean.
After Damon puts his jacket away, I would like to casually pick up an egg.
Oh.
Oh, it's a snowball
don't
fight?
need it.
Yeah.
Make an attack.
Great.
The number to beat would be a 16.
Okay.
Can I add anything to it?
Do you have like improvised weapons or anything?
Yeah, maybe.
So just your base strength.
Great. Okay.
Are we?
What are you doing?
That's a
Total of a 10.
Right. Damon, as you just finish something and get it pushed down, just as you push down, this egg goes sailing over the top of your head and splatters.
I'm gonna gesture to the Reverend.
Who is on the opposite side of where the egg came from.
Prestidigitating my clothes thing.
Oh, no. I prefer to keep it in case we run into more of them.
I see that you want to stay down here. That's cool. That's fine.
No,
And I'm gonna start keep walking.
I look over at
Yeah. Yip Yip runs up to you guys and goes like, "You want me to clean you up too?"
Yes.
Please.
Okay.
When I'm done.
I'm going to put my slippers now. Yeah, shoot my boots on that.
Keep yourself nice so that your feet clean at least.
To Anna and Poof to Mary, but she leaves Vaughn alone right now. 'Cause
All right, you have both been
I'm digging.
poofed.
Mary,
And you look fabulous.
Barry, have you
Hair's
noticed that
done.
we tend to get
Makeup's just right.
covered in gore no matter what fight we're in?
I've made a note of some of the abilities that Yip Yip has, and I'm definitely making a note of this spell, which I can also cast.
Interesting. All right.
Can I, for whatever this happens to Grant, can I make some type of roll to see what Vaughn knows about this type of creature? Does like know what might be best to harvest from it for use for potions or other things later?
You rolled like a 20 last time about the Mother of the Deep and everything.
Well, it was the history of the Urgil
Yeah.
and that sort of thing.
First year Urgil.
So we already applied a couple of things to that natural 20 roll in the past.
Yeah, let's.
So,
new is fair.
You use your best guess with alchemy. Things that you know are relatively common is what you're looking to try to harvest off of this thing. We'll look at that later on.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you've got parts of what you think would probably be useful. But a bit of shell here, some rather nasty vitreous fluid from a part of the thing you don't even quite sure what it does.
Yes.
Maybe a sucker, maybe a beak, maybe an eyeball. Actually, no, the eyeballs are quite large in this thing and be really hard pressed unless you have a bag of holding or something, which I don't believe the party has.
I don't believe we do.
Of course, you could just carry it around with you, but
That on our Christmas.
yeah. All right. Is there anything else anybody's doing while they're down here at the base before you look to get out?
Echo will approach Vaughn as he sees him harvesting the monster. I'll say, I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but I think something maybe intangible came to us, and I'll hand over the keystone.
What do you mean?
Something happened. Only Yip Yip and I saw it.
Oh yeah, a bunch of glowy stuff went into it.
Glowy stuff from down here.
From the mother specifically.
That's a scientific term.
It was like Gendron, in a way.
It's not too hard for you to notice because when they're talking, if you look, you can see
Spinning it
another
around.
facet has been lit up.
Can I make some type of Arcana roll to see if I grasp what we're collecting? What essence was it? Like, is it harvesting souls or is it empowering it with magic? Like, he's trying to rack his minds from what his studies.
All right, go ahead and give me an Arcana check on that.
May
please.
I also just
Yes, you will.
general knowledge?
Can I assist you in that?
Well, actually, tell you what.
Oh, I guess no.
You just roll with assistant. Sorry, roll with advantage, since she's going to be helping you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll just do it that way.
I'll let you do it because I know.
18.
18. You assume that is the life essence that looks to be charging these things. As they expire, it's drawn up and out of them and into the keystone itself.
How many other facets are there?
There are, at this point, 10 other facets.
10 other facets.
And we have one,
Two.
two.
This,
Which two?
this
Mother.
And Gindrin.
And Gendron. Okay.
Jin. Whoever that is.
to what end, I have no idea, Echo, but it's somehow harvesting whatever life essence. We saw it, yes, with Sir Gendron, but this is just a guess, but I'm imagining something great or something terrible happens whenever we fill all these facets.
Well, you know who we took it from.
I do know.
Usually those two things are easily confused, so as long as it's in our possession, Yip Yip is going to tell the Alpha Mother about it.
I said we could ask her about it. She probably know more than me.
What do you think?
If we are to consider ourselves their allies and vice versa, I think in this case, their knowledge, they likely have more information on this than we do. I say we'd be missing an opportunity by keeping this from them.
Very well.
Do you want to hold on to it, Echo?
Up to you. I've been keeping it safe so far, but
I can also hold it. It's shiny.
I know. Echo, you've been doing an amazing job keeping hold of this. I think you should keep it.
very well. Sorry.
It feels. We all know where that came from, who it came from, what they were doing down there. What happens when we kill all 10 of them?
We didn't intend to. We didn't mean to. But I'm worried where we're going, we're going to face more of these monstrosities. And accidentally continue to fuel whatever device this is. I don't want to misspeak. I know we have many pressing concerns, but currently this is top of the list for me to understand what it is we are carrying around and what it is it's going to do.
I wonder if we can get it identified.
I hate to say it, but Mr. Versigalis is the only person that we've met, perhaps the Alpha Mother, who might have knowledge of such things.
I'm sure he already knows we have it.
Oh, I'm certain he does as well.
We kept it a secret, but we
How
don't.
did you guys say you know that name again?
He came to us,
He's the one who hired us.
Patron
yeah.
of sorts.
And he, I think he considers us something of his confidant. So,
What about our friend? I'm sorry, his name is escaping me.
Gildan?
Gildan. What about Gildan?
I mean, the Alpha Mother knows a lot of magic stuff. She'd probably know about it.
Well, we'll start here and then we'll just go pay visit to all our friends.
I think, let's flash around this really dangerous magical artifact that's been locked in a dungeon forever. Yeah.
Terrible idea.
I agree, Echo. Yes.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
We should probably get out of here first, though.
Yeah, it smells terrible.
Oh,
It's not that bad.
how'd you all get clean?
I didn't.
Prestidigitation. As she just waves her hand and poof, you're clean.
It's
Thank you.
The nicest Vaughn has looked since you met
It's-
him.
it's a potion.
It's a spell.
We all accomplish our feats in different ways.
Okay.
We do. We do.
Good as new.
Damon, do you think you'll be able to get us out of here?
Are we all done talking?
Probably not.
Well,
Then let's go. Can we please go? It smells horrible down here, and I'm just gonna.
Takes a few moments, but one by one, Damon helps bring you all to the doors of the cistern, much to Sky and Skeech's relief.
I bring Anna up last.
Well, that's fair. I'll give you 2 gold if you try.
What I would like to have done is tell Sky she's a very good girl. And give her some Urgil jaws. Much on that I kept. It was a surprise tool that helped us later.
Yes, you said it would be.
And
Yep.
I want to listen in, since it's amazingly quiet in this room, besides some murmurings from below, to the doors, where there was an angry village on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that
I just want to
one.
listen in on that and see what's going on.
Well, it isn't the consequence.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to find out what that's all about when we get back from our break. So please join us to see what our heroes reap once they open these doors. We'll be back here in just a few minutes, or 15, I do believe. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. And so, you all arrived at the top. Skeech, you've been listening through the door there to see if you hear anything. On the other side, you don't hear the fire raging or anything else along those lines. And make a perception for me, please.
Okay, so this was while everybody was down there?
Yeah, this is why everybody was down there.
Well,
Hey, you should roll higher.
also while everyone's getting
Can I
ferried
do
up,
this then?
could I just
wait.
I just want to sweep around the bottom and just see if there's anything shiny, like while I'm waiting for Damon to forgive me and carry me up.
Perception?
Great.
Rev,
I knew that was gonna happen.
it seems fine.
What'd you roll?
3.
What?
3.
A 3.
I
Oh,
can, this many.
fantastic. It's probably because the door is so thick that you can't really hear anything through the metal on the
You're
other
right.
side.
I should crack open the door.
Are you going to crack open the door?
Yeah.
Okay. As you crack
you
open
want
the
a
door,
stealth
yes, you should go ahead and give me a stealth check.
I need Damon's knife.
If I see he's about to open up the
Oh, no.
While you guys are down.
You all are downstairs right now. So, Skeech, you reach up and you dislodge the iron bar that Mary has placed in there. And you're holding it. It's a considerably heavy bar.
I'll take
And
it
you're going
back.
to put that back in your... Are you going to put that in your junk bag?
I'm gonna set that. on the
Set
ground
that
for now,
down?
'cause I might
Alright.
need to put it back real quick.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
That's going to be a 15.
15. You crack the door open, just a little bit, and what you hear is this. You can poke your head out and start to see a little bit more.
Stops? Okay.
No, they're continuing to make that. There was one more commanding voice shouting something, and then the rest of them continue to go.
Yeah, I want to.
Steve?
You see Steve turning towards all the rest of the fish creatures that are there, and Fish Steve's back is to you, and she's saying something in apparently the Urgil. The rest of the Urgil are bowing down and doing this towards the door.
Point of order, my effect on Steve lasted an hour.
This is true. Just close the door. Very good.
And I'm gonna put the bar back.
All right. What did you roll for your perception?
I rolled a 16.
16. All right. As you filter through the muck, you pick up this large white-ish ball that doesn't appear to be an egg. About yay big.
Who all is gone at this point?
Damon is taking people up one by one.
I just wanted to know if I was her or if I was.
Damon, who's the first one you're taking up? I know who the last one is.
The last 2 will be these 2. I'll take Yip Yip up first.
All right. As you bring Yip Yip up, you can see Skeech pulling the door closed and sliding the iron bar up. But this kind of... What look do you have on your face, Skeech?
I look very much like Damon.
You're proud for a moment.
Over.
And then the eyes go wide, eyebrows up. everybody else okay?
No, fine. Is everything good out there?
Steve.
I'm just gonna go back down.
Damon steps back off, little escalator down. Okay, who's next coming back up?
I'll take Rev.
Did I hear something about Steve?
Reverend comes
Nah,
back.
Skeech when we get up there.
Let's go.
Could I help Anna look for stuff too?
That's pretty much being done right now. You guys can kind of kick around looking for some seashells.
What you got over here?
I don't see this weird ball.
Is there another
You
keystone?
can make a
Hopefully not.
There's 20.
you can make a nature check.
Okay. I got a 9.
A 9. That's a pretty white little ball.
Wow. It looks like Sky might really enjoy that.
Kind of looks like a pearl.
Do you want to take a look?
It's a pearl.
AI? Oh, it's a pearl.
Oh. Do they have many fountains? Look, it's
No.
so big.
There aren't many bodies of water up there.
There are mountain oysters though.
There are mountain oysters. They have those. Not quite that big though.
Yeah.
Can I make a nature check to see if I recognize this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Check, please.
I don't think I do. Natural 2. I'm just gonna say I don't make it.
What were you looking to do again? I'm sorry, I was stuck in something else here a moment ago.
Figuring out what that belongs to. Thank you.
It's a pearl.
It's a pearl. That's all I got.
You're not quite sure what to spit it out,
On
but
to them now.
Can I
there's.
see if I can find other things in the, I don't know, eggs?
Fortunately, that was pretty much. I mean, unless you were to take one of the eggs with you, that's pretty much all the valuables really around here.
I'm good.
Reverend, you're up there with Skeech. You hear Steve. Damon continues the up and down ride. Slowly, one by one, people are being added to the.
Yeah, that's sort of what they sound like.
No, that's exactly what they said.
Can you speak their language?
No, I listened.
That was an amazing impression.
It's kind of my hobby. Yeah, bombs are actually for work.
Oh, when we're heading out,
Yeah, I'm gonna blow the whole thing down.
I was just gonna say, can we blow up the barricades so we could just get out easier instead of having to drown again?
Yeah, sure. If I don't have to get in the water, that's even better.
So it's important for me to make sure that everyone knows that Steve out there is no longer in my thrall. So whatever it's doing, now it does not know that it had been charmed.
So is Steve still like your friend?
I
think Steve's in charge now. So by their culture, if you eat Steve, I think you become the bigger fish.
I'm not one for ritual combat. That's more Echo's thing, I think.
Am I still in the
Just
pit?
have Damon stab him in the back again.
I think we got two choices here. We can go out there and try to say, hey, would like to leave now and try to talk our way out. Or we'll go out there, toss bombs, swinging swords, and,
I think that's
shock
what
and
he
awe.
wants to do.
Oh, I know that's what he wants to do.
What if we just cover ourselves in fish goop and pretend we're one of them?
I'm not doing
That sounds great.
That would work for
And we
me.
can blow it up.
Or we could just leave.
But we gotta go.
And leave.
You mean like just run real fast?
Are you a quick runner?
You kind of have to be. I just want to be eaten.
Damon got everyone up
Yeah.
by now.
Right now, everybody's back up at the top.
Okay.
You seem like you had such a system for bringing us up. How were we ranked, Damon?
Well, Anna was last because she threw the egg, and then you decided not to get clean.
I think it's smart. They'll recognize me as one of their own.
I don't think that's going to happen, and then everyone else was just kind of there.
Oh,
You were last, though.
That is how
Figured out
Just-
first
you
stuff
didn't
later.
eat.
part of the
Yeah,
riffraff.
that's fair. That's fair.
I understand.
Partner.
Partner.
I like to think that I was
What are you talking about?
such good friends.
No, you're just the one closest to me.
Fine. All right, so we'll say all the rest of you. Do you think we can go out there guns blazing?
I think it might be worth it to. I think it might be worth it to try and talk first, and then if it doesn't work, then blow it up.
Can't really talk to them, but I did a pretty good job of using gestures and interpretive dance to communicate with them earlier.
What if, does the Reverend still look like a fish? Do you still look
I
partially?
could.
What if you went out not to like
He
throw?
still has the gills.
No, I dissipated the
smart.
shapeshift.
Also, I have a question.
I could do it again.
We're supposed to take care of this whole race, correct? So then,
No.
We've cleared the cistern, and we've eliminated whoever they were following, this Mother of the Deep.
so are we good to leave the rest?
If you're familiar with legal contracts, we succeeded at the letter of the contract.
Okay.
Perhaps the spirit of the contract was the Alpha Mother wanted us to eradicate everyone, but I'm not signing up for that.
Echo, and I feel like you'll agree, in my experience, if there's not a leader, someone who's part of the pack, right, who they're following,
Yeah.
dissipates.
Yeah, you cut off the head of the snake or the hydra. And, or wait.
Well, no.
You also just
Wait.
The Mother of the Deep was the one that laid all their eggs, so there's not going to be any
names
more
are
of them
there.
now. I mean, they're all gone.
Also, we have the Mother of the Deep.
What?
Oh, Potter.
Oh, maybe we should keep that on the down low for now. But since we've
Probably not say
possibly
that.
Kept apart.
since we've possibly installed a puppet government, though, maybe we can convince them to go on their way.
I like that. I'll have a word with my new companion, Steve. I will use the term word loosely. And then we'll see if we can just kind of like slip on past.
That's great.
I sidle over to Skeech.
Do you want the crossbow back?
Yes. I got you something.
Oh.
I take my crossbow and I hand back the bag of things that I got from the Mother of the Deep
Aw.
for your experiments.
These were great. Was any chapped?
No.
Well,
The ocean.
Yip Yip's gonna walk over to Echo
The
and
Rocky Mountain. Witch.
Never bored with you.
Sky and be like, can, as she points to like her and Skeech, get on her to just get through there faster?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can ask her. I mean,
Is that
her
okay?
and Skeech already get
Like,
along.
you know, she literally immediately turns to Sky. It's like, is that okay?
Sky gets down on all fours to make it easier for you two to get on her back.
Seems like she's happy.
And then also she turns back to you again. Are you sure you don't want me to clean you off at all?
No.
Okay.
And every time she is offering that, I'm kind of looking at her like,
All right, so what's next?
I get the front.
She's already on the front.
all right.
Sure, I'll push her.
So we get out. We're gonna run, yeah?
It's like two children.
Am I going out there like one of them?
Yeah, I think that's a great plan.
Sorry.
Maybe
It's
just
definitely a plan.
We should probably do this again, and I
Yeah,
will
why not?
recast Pass Without a Trace.
nice.
That's what.
All right, so oh,
Trace with no pen.
Trace with no pass.
you know what?
Fine. Oh,
I'm going to give you a blessing, Reverend.
Well, here's the thing.
Beth
A,
without me.
some guidance on your.
And I start rifling through my jacket pockets and I say, I'm all out of shape-shifting potion.
Oh,
So, yeah. I used a lot of potions during the fight in the Cistern.
well, how do you
So,
Maybe I can help.
Maybe you could help, but it takes a while.
Why don't you just do it like how Yip Yip does it? Seems more
I
efficient.
don't
You
know
don't
a
need
spell
bottles.
that can do that.
There is no spell that can do that. It's potion is what I'm trying to tell you.
No, it's magic. It's spells
Get
and
inside,
stuff.
Reverend, please.
Deception, please.
Can we talk about this later? Deception. My specialty.
I'm sure.
When I roll a 5. 15.
So close. You win 13.
I rolled 5 on the die. That was
I know.
advanced.
I know.
You were like,
Let's talk about this later.
Yeah, we should probably get back.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
we just run through here?
Just go quiet.
I think we should just let Yip Yip run through, and then we'll see how that goes.
While they're all talking, I'm pulling my jacket back from my bag and putting that back on.
Yip Yip is one that's familiar with these creatures down here. I say we do what Yip Yip wants to do.
The best way would be avoiding them, but I'm not sure how we can avoid them if they're all just surrounding the door out there.
Can I make a
they're okay.
suggestion?
What is it, Mary?
You're good at acting, aren't you?
What's that?
I heard from a little pretending.
Yeah.
That's what acting is.
Well, I did learn from one of the best.
What if I were to cast tongues on you so you can understand them and maybe do an
Have
impression?
tongues on you.
Wait a minute.
Cast what?
She's got a bunch of tongues.
What's that do?
It will allow him to understand them.
Have we done that the whole time?
You've had that this whole time.
You know what? It worked. What we did worked.
Okay.
Steve is queen now.
Well, if you could just cast that now, we can figure out what's going on first.
Cool. Do you want it or do you want it?
Skeech, I think this is your time to shine.
Just so I'm understanding that they're not real tongues.
I mean, would you care if they were?
Oh,
No, I would like it more.
That's what I thought.
No, it's magic. She's going to cast on.
Yeah, it's magic.
Okay, I cast tongues on you.
all right, you invoke the prayer of tongues,
Yes.
and Skeech, nothing seems to be any different.
So if you peek out and you listen, you can hear what they're saying. And then maybe you could do some grand interpretation and communicate.
I don't think it worked.
Can I?
Peek out.
You have to listen. Open the door.
Can I speak to Skeech in Southern and just say peek out the door?
You totally understand what Damon says to you.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it's spelled.
Yes, I just spoke in Southern. Peek out the door, Skeech.
That was
Damon
very,
speaks Southern. Hey, Damon, where'd you learn how to talk like that?
Around.
Start on the bar.
I'm good. It's a really common language.
Everybody shut up. I'm trying to peek out the door. Can you understand that?
Go ahead and make it stealth, or you're just going to open the door.
Did he say that in Minotaur?
I just opened the door now.
Like throw it open?
Yeah.
All right.
This is what we get.
As you throw open the door, what you
I
hear?
throw it open, but like as far as my wingspan goes, so about yay big.
Throw the doors open, and everybody else hears this. Skeech, you hear, they hear praise the Rev, praise the Rev, praise the Reverend, praise the Rev, over and over as all the fish creatures out there are bowing towards Steve. Steve keeps saying the same thing over and over again.
What are they saying? Oh, this must be terrible. Look at his Skeech's face.
They haven't made a move yet.
I think we're gonna be okay.
At this point, the fish creatures stop what they're doing. They're all staring in through the door where Skeech is, standing like this, looking back over his shoulder, telling you they think it's all going to be okay.
So we can go out there?
Yeah, but you go out there first.
They're looking at Skeech quite hungrily at this moment, though.
Now.
I kind of understand what's going on, I think. So I step out with a dramatic flourish, and I make a little, pyrotechnics come out of my hands.
As he's doing that, I'm gonna turn myself.
We might have to leave him, but we're gonna
Fear not, is I the Reverend Goodberry.
like it.
So Steve looks at you very quizzically, and she comes up, she's like, and she goes, and licks you, and it's like, and you can see this confusion, the eyeballs kind of roll around a little bit.
I've made myself look like one of them, so that I can
like the
go
Reverend.
up to the surface
I think they're confused.
and conquer for People.
Skeech, can you translate?
Yeah, interpret.
There's a lot of people talking.
And Steve turns around to the rest of the fish and raises her arms like,
And says what?
And Steve goes, well, it doesn't look like he did when he went in there, but it tastes like him. And turns around and tells the fish people that Steve will be journeying forth with the Reverend to eat the surface people.
Steve wants to come.
That sounds like a problem for future me. And I ain't met him yet, so let's go. Quickly, come on. And I'm just going up to each Urgil and
They all part the way. They're all down on their hands and knees and just.
I said, come on.
All right, let's go. Gonna do
We're just like,
yeah, do the like wave as we go by.
Am I able to like sneak through this so I'm not seen with these people?
It's really you definitely could, but it's gonna put you way far out of the way. They've actually made the easy
no,
to grab.
I'm in the middle. I'm trying so hard not. I'm just like looking at the ground, walking.
I would like to offer my scent to the Urgil.
Oh my
to
God.
recognize me.
Oh God.
You take 1 point of damage. As it
One
bites
bite.
you.
I'm one of them.
I turn back to Mary.
The full moon.
Echo, you must fight them back.
Mary,
Can I bite the guy back?
Go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
That's a natural 17.
You have a mouthful of.
I give him a nod, or her a nod, and then I will leave.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Mike, Echo, quit biting my subject.
I didn't
Go just
your
get fish
culture.
married.
let's go.
Just like a bite mark.
Vaughn, I got an idea. You can be the king of the surface world, and I can be king down here.
My father spoke of diplomatic agreements and arrangements, and I tell you, they were nothing like this.
Yeah, he was with us.
He didn't have such a talented interpreter.
You're welcome, Skeech. You're welcome.
Skeech, I think it's a spot on you. Spot for you in my cabinet.
Steve is
No, don't put me in the cabinet.
I thought we were going to put Mary in the box.
Cabinet. Oh, not a box. It's a larger box.
He says
Okay.
what now?
As you all are striding along, there are several of the Urgil that are moving forward. As you get to the guard area, they push open the gate again to let you through. Steve is about a step behind the Reverend, striding very purposefully with her weapons and armor, and looking like she's protecting the Reverend as you move forward.
So, this is gonna get awkward real quick.
Yeah, so Steve thinks you're gonna help.
But as
Eat
with
the surface people.
as we leave, I don't know. Maybe I make my plans like day to day. I might be doing that. Who knows?
What if you unleash Steve on people we don't like?
Well,
Like the frog people?
I think you have to miss her.
I was more thinking King George.
That seems
even that.
pretty diabolical.
Well, we kept that thing.
I'm not a
I don't know.
fan.
Point at yip yip.
I mean, maybe we could practice. There's a little fabric store that maybe we could like.
Wait, we can use that. Wait.
I think that's gonna work.
They're always kind of wet, though, Skeech.
Well, we dab them first.
Oh.
Well, we do have kind of a problem here because we can't take Steve to the kobold because they're probably not liking very much.
I mean, you could just tell them to wait here then.
Or what if we encourage Steve to go to her people in the shipping lanes to spread the word of the Reverend?
I don't, a powerful idea you have.
Yeah.
And what exactly would that word of
Dies
Reverend
gas.
entail?
I think that's for us to find out in the future.
Mary, I gotta say, this is doing wonders for my Messiah complex.
I'm gonna murmur to David in Southern, it's like gasoline on a fire.
Wait, what is she? Is she? You speak Southern too?
Oh yeah, it's a very common language.
Same.
Yeah.
It is remarkably common, he says in Southern.
Okay.
What language are you all
I
speaking?
want to point this out. Steve can understand me.
I start speaking in. All right, well, if we're doing this, I start speaking in Western.
Okay. Well, you cowboy.
All right, now, partner, anyone ever been out west here these parts?
Roger understands you 100%.
Does anyone else understand what I'm saying? Who's right?
No,
I do.
understand you perfectly.
All right, well, at some point we're gonna have to figure out, because a lot of us say we've been some places that haven't, and there's some of us who gone further afield from Granitegard than we claim to have. But that is something to figure out another day.
Right. And
When we get back.
today, I can talk to Steve too, right, Steve?
I think I agree with Anna. It's a brilliant plan. Tell Steve to go forth and tell their people that are out there attacking the shipping lanes that we don't got to do that no more. There's a new regime in town, and we're not about attacking shipping lanes. Maybe like if they could just
I get it.
not
Attack
do that.
frog people?
Let's be clear.
Steve,
I don't think they should attack anyone.
the
They
Reverend
could just
demands tribute.
no, wait.
Where are all
You have
the
no
goods
idea what
you've
he's
been
saying right now.
storing?
All you're hearing is. Okay, what was that again?
The Reverend demands tribute. Where are all of the goods that you've been storing?
It's wild card.
He's like, the goods. The goods.
Yes, anything you've taken from the surface dwellers.
And where do you want us to bring it?
Take us there now.
And Steve's motioning for you all
We
to
have to
follow.
follow Steve.
To where?
I thought you were just sharing a message.
Oh, I bet
Yes, Steve has something to show us.
probably gonna show us a shortcut back to the kobold
No.
city.
They don't know where the Kobold City is.
Can I get like an insight on Skeech? The like, I'm not gonna ruin his bit, but I kind of want to see if I could be in on it.
Deception and insight, please.
Oh my goodness.
What was that roll?
That was a 3.
Oh yeah.
3 plus what?
It don't
Plus-
matter.
4, so 7.
Yeah, I got you. I got your card. 13.
All right.
I'm not in
And
on this particular con.
Skeech appears to be very adamant about you following Steve.
I know
And
you.
Steve looks
said
very excited about you
it's
following
just
her.
time to shine, but I'm a little nervous. I'll be honest.
I trust Skeech fully.
Okay.
All right.
So they want to go up and eat all the surface people, and you're going to lead them to that. Before we get there, I thought this might be a
Do
little.
you speak? We can understand you now?
Oh, I'm talking to you, so you can.
No, I don't
What did you say to them, Skeech?
want to eat the surface people. I said the
I
opposite.
just told them that the Rev demanded tribute.
Tribute?
Yeah. That's what you do when you get a new leader. Remember?
Okay,
When did I demand tribute?
I'm with you so far.
Well, remember, I had that idea and thought that maybe we could get some of the supplies that we need from these guys, since they're not going to use it anymore.
Skeech, you con man, you.
From watching you.
All right. Steve seems to be very excited.
Game recognizes game.
Skeech, to Anna's point, it's most important that they spread this out to other individuals in the shipping lanes and stop attacking the folks.
How long
Well,
does
yeah.
tongues last?
I'm having a great time.
How long does it last?
Oh, an hour.
There you go. There's so much more that Skeech can do with this.
I don't think there's anything wrong with us getting a little skim off the top.
But don't you want the goods returned if they've been taken?
Return to us.
One gets to pick.
Or to
Since
the
he's in
Kobolds?
charge.
I don't do that.
I think you're in charge right now, Skeech. You seem to be making a lot of the decisions.
Well, you're in
Skeech
charge
is
of me,
very
so you're
impatient
still
at this
in
moment.
charge. Steve, wait.
And I motioned Steve like,
we just follow Steve. We get the rewards from our hard work. And
So blood money.
or murder of their people, which is, one thing or the other.
Ooh. I feel uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, that never goes away. All right, and then we can go back, and then we can bring some goods to the kobolds, and then they'll be happy, and we'll be happy, and then we tell them to stop.
All right,
All right.
I'm in. I'm riding this train with you, Skeech.
What's a train?
It's something in 4 books.
Is that the Spice Coast? They got
Yeah.
those down there. Okay, Steve, I'm sorry about that.
Like a train of
Anna,
wagons.
should we ask Steve about the pearl?
Oh, that's a great
We
idea.
want to make them necklace.
Oh,
Well, the Reverend's in charge now, so if the Reverend held it, I think it would be fine.
Well, sure.
all right. I hand it over.
And I hold it up to Steve. What is this? Tell him. My royal interpreter.
The Reverend would like to know what this is.
See, it's shiny.
Shiny.
Eyeball's going to roll around in its head for a few moments. And he points back towards the door, which you guys had set on fire previously, which you see a lot of scorched items in the exterior of the door.
Remember when we did that?
It's shiny.
All right. Well, yeah, I discerned that already. Well, yeah, there you go. Get back.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's go.
He's shiny.
Let's go to get these goods, and then we'll figure out what to do with it later.
Lead us, Skeech.
Well, actually, I'm following Steve. I don't know what's down here.
As Steve now leads you back through the crowd, this time in a different direction, the crowd begins kind of following around. Again, they're going,
I will spread the good word of the Reverend.
they keep going, they keep saying, praise the Reverend, praise the Reverend. As they're,
Stop attacking the surface people until the time is right. The Reverend will tell you when the time is right. We will return.
there seems to be a lot of confusion about what that actually means when you say it. They're like, you can see like, again, their eyeballs kind of rolling around in their head like, it seems a bit above their processing capabilities at this point. And they lead you over to this pool of water that looks to be packed with all kinds of body parts, from kobolds to orcs to goblins and things like that. Looks like that's their. And Steve is very proudly showing you the pool of flesh they have here.
Whoever's
Reaches
in
in and pulls out a nice leg of something with hair and skin
I'm gonna
still kind of attached to it,
I'm just gonna vomit.
and offers you some.
You have dishonored the Reverend.
Bad Steve.
The Reverend demands shiny.
Drops it back into the pool, looking all sad and dejected. Like,
I pull out like my rapier. We want anything like this.
The wand.
And I pull out a wand, anything like this.
at that point, all of the fish creatures drop to their knees. They're not even looking at you. They're just straight down, not even making
Do
a
they all
sound.
follow us to the?
Yeah, they all following you over to the pool there. They all seem super happy up until that point where you start yelling at Steve. And then you pull out the wand, and they're all like, oh, and they all drop down to their hands and knees. Just,
It's probably a bad thing.
It's happening so fast.
Very precarious.
it was the charge of the Mother of the Deep, is the Storm Rod. We champion against the Leapers.
Storm.
All that.
Storm Rod, you say? All right, well, tuck that back in there. Anything else? Armor?
They're looking at each other. Steve points over to another area in the waterway there, where the sewer part is, where they have dumped. You can see armor and weapons and stuff down there that's just rusting away at the bottom of this canal area where they've stripped off their victims and
all
just
rusted.
chucked it in there. For the most part, it's rusted or rotted out because it's leathers and stuff just been sitting under the water.
Do we find anything in here that is on the list that the kobolds gave us that they wanted?
These guys are killing creatures that come down here and taking them back here, stripping the armor and armor because they're not going to eat that. And since they don't use it for their weapons and their armor because they use very naturalistic materials, it's just waste. You can see there's a big disconnect between what you see as value and what their society sees as value.
All right.
Well, I don't think that these people, these Urgil, will play nice in the long run.
I think we learned a very important cultural lesson on this field trip today.
That we were right the whole time. Looking at Yip Yip.
They're not nice.
I guess the best we can hope is that now that their leader's gone, myself notwithstanding, that they'll sort of dissipate from here. Do you think we could? Is it better to leave them down here in their weakened state, or is it better to tell them to disperse?
To be honest, I'd prefer not to have them below the city.
Echo, what do you think? I mean, they seems like, based on our experience, they're closer to animals than people.
I mean, they see you as their leader, and they'll do what you say. I honestly think we should just leave them be. I don't think they're gonna change much, but that Mother of the Deep seemed like something completely different, so I don't see them as much of a threat anymore.
All right, I've got an idea. I don't think you're gonna like it. Probably gonna get mad at me. Here we go. Up on the surface, we've seen orcs. We've seen all kinds of the collector and things like that. What if we just, the old adage, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Just told them to, why don't you go up and pillage on the surface? To use my phrase from earlier, then it'll be a problem for future us. Assuming that they don't war with each other and thin each other out a little bit.
Or we could send them ahead to deal with the leapers before we get there.
They do hate them. They have that.
That's kind of what I was thinking, that if we have a leg up on their movements, then we could use that to our advantage.
And
We're already going to have to go there and kill them, so.
We're not forcing them to fight our battles. They'd be fighting their own and also our battle.
Damon, Yip Yip, you have any ideas about this? Or feelings?
I think it's smart.
I also think it's smart.
Just telling them to go deal with the other problem.
Damon, I trust your judgment of things like this. You usually take the direct route. All right. Well, my emissary, Sir Skeech.
I don't know what that is.
Royal interpreter of the great and powerful Reverend Goodberries. And I'm just kind of like...
Wait, I'm royal now, so I'm better than other people?
Yes. Just roll with it. And I kind of go on for another 30 seconds or so of honoraria for myself.
Just tell them to go get the leapers.
I was getting to that. Yes,
sorry.
what she said.
Oh, good. The leapers, the frog people,
And I'll point to the mountain of skulls.
You can see them all like, "Grr."
the Reverend demands more.
Steve turns around. Whoa! And all the fish creatures like, whoa!
Yeah, they're down.
This will not at all come back to bite us later.
What have we done?
And they begin hastening off to get themselves ready, it looks like.
List.
Should we go back to the hive now?
That was so much fun.
Yes, I think we should. The baddies.
Yeah. Oh.
It makes me feel like part of the team when I can understand when you guys talk in all those other languages that I don't know.
Oh, does this mean that you can understand everyone at the hive now?
No. Nope. No, I don't think I can understand them.
Okay.
You're looking at me,
These are like fish people. Lizards. Not a bit of work.
I don't know how that is a magic spell.
It's magic.
It's a prayer.
It's
Can I roll something against that?
Oh, you can definitely insight Skeech.
No. I'm unincitable.
Oh my goodness.
Two children.
Mom, he's touching me.
9.
I'm pretty sure the nasty little goblin is lying to you.
You're lying. You're not a really good
I
liar.
wasn't lying. I was just teasing. I was withholding the truth.
Who did you do an impression of?
I don't know whether to be flattered or offended.
But don't worry. I do that with all you guys. I usually do it with Sky.
Let's just go back.
Yep.
About 20 minutes later, you find yourself at the opening to the hive, and Yip Yip leads you back in. You can see the kobolds watching as you move back. A lot of commotion happens at this point. They're very excited, and as you all step onto the elevator again, that takes you down. Tons of kobolds are coming out at this point to lean over and watch to see what you're going to do as you arrive back at the hive. They definitely are steering a little bit clear. They're steering very clear of Echo. He has a particular, at this point, odor to him that you didn't notice as much when you were saturated by it in the fish area.
The Urgil.
But now that you're out of the Urgil area, it's powerful
That mug.
in like the wrong way.
I have my stealth spell up, but nobody's in the bubble of it. So it's just me.
Even Sky's looking at you like,
No, go with it.
and as you touch down the bottom, you can see the shaman once again is eyeballing you as you walk towards where the Alpha Mother's chamber is. At this point, the curtains are drawn tight against that, and you can see 4 of the kobold bodyguards, 2 on either side, are blocking it there. And as you approach the layers, you can see that it is tons and tons and tons of different cloth that has been cut in strips and draped down in front. There's silks and satins and stuff, all kinds of different colors, thousands of different colors and shades. And they look at you, and 2 of them grab either side of it and part it up for you and kind of nod that direction. The Alpha Mother, you can see, is inside, sitting on a bed of furs. And inside the room, there appear to be all kinds of different decorations and stuff. Come, enter.
Yeah, Yip Yip just basically gives like a big wave and she's like running back inside all excited.
And she motions to you and takes you and gives you a very large hug. And she steps back. She's like, well, I assume that it went well for you.
Yip Yip here was a good guide, and also she fought bravely.
As much as I expected of you. Very well done. And,
And I don't know what he did, but he tricked them somehow.
he is quite a man of guile, yes?
Yes.
The tongue of silver, yes.
It's true.
I don't know how, but they were like bowing to him when we left.
Interesting. So tell me of your encounter. Regale me with the story.
Well, I have some abilities. I'm a purveyor of potions, and I concocted one that allowed me to place some of the Urgil in my thrall with the help of Mary and Skeech. We were able to communicate with them, convince them that they should set themselves upon the Leapers.
Interesting. And the Mother of the Deep?
He's dead.
We got
This turn's been drained.
This is good. It should help with the sewers. Now, once you all are able to take care of the Leapers, we can begin reclaiming the sewers. But before that, though, the supplies have certainly reached a point where they are very critical to us. As much as I would like you to move forward on the Leapers, I must ask you to help us. Your food is very much running low. And we have been as gracious to you as we could, but unfortunately, for every one of you to be fed, it requires a considerable amount. And as you see with the population we have here, what we have is very low, and medicines we lack tremendously. Even materials to make our arms and armor, and to even repair the hive here. Though we do use much stone, there are still many things that we cannot make out of stone for our daily lives. May I lean on you to aid us with this, as I requested. I do have information to share with you, to help you. You are welcome to rest and recuperate here before you head to the surface. I mean, I would suggest not going up to the city, but from where you came, maybe just better arrange supplies.
Maybe we can go to one of your human cities outside and get some stuff there. Or you can, at least. I don't know if they'll like me very much.
Well, here's the thing. They don't like us very much there either. So, But yes, I think we should. But Alpha Mother, Your Highness, in the meantime, before we can get these medical supplies, we have healers in our midst. Are there injured amongst you that we could help?
The supplies like that are more for a disease, things along those lines that are not quite as easily cured as your wounds that you are able to close. Ailments that require long-term treatment, such that will not go away just through a spell to heal. Sicknesses of the body.
Well, all right.
I may be able to help a couple of the worst of them.
And this I would truly appreciate as well. But
yeah.
some of it comes straight through the malnutrition.
Of course.
If you guys need food, there's a lot of eggs back there. What? And we're eating them already.
It is true. It's very much eating those already, yes. We will definitely be sending some people out to gather as much as we can, but unfortunately they don't keep terribly long.
They're going to dry out real soon.
More than likely, yes.
How do you get food in your human cities? You just go get it or pay for it? Or?
The forest.
There's this bacon.
We took inventory at the tower once we had claimed it. There was ample supplies there. It'd be a good place to start.
We can start there then.
I kind of looks to Anna and looks over to the Reverend. I imagine we'll not be able to get everything that we need, and we'll need to make our way back to Newtown at some point as well, though.
I know that Lord Arundel's place probably had a lot of provisions.
Probably, and it would be, advantageous for us to set up a stream of supply lines so it can be somewhat automated. I mean, it's just good sense.
Well said.
Could probably get some of our friends, our new friends, that formerly of the Thieves Guild, could help us move these products surreptitiously.
Us
Damon?
kobolds could also help.
Damon, do you think that's something that you could help them with? Do you have any experience with moving things, under cover of darkness and things like that?
Are you talking about smuggling?
Well, yeah.
No.
I'm just very curious how you acquire the skills that you have.
I just have them.
Yeah, okay. You're a tough nut to crack, my friend.
Like some sort of walnut, maybe? Or nuts, Echo, right? Yeah.
Oh, Echo,
Walnut is a very apt description of Damon.
Echo and Vaughn had mentors. So did you as well, Anna, yes?
Yeah, I did.
I did too.
So, Mary and I did time learned our craft in the monastery. Curious where you learned your skills.
Different circuses, carnivals, around people.
Interesting. Interesting. I rolled inside on that.
Get you may.
16.
23.
That's probably where you learn how to juggle your knives like
Exactly.
that. That's so cool.
Is that where they have clown?
Yes.
Are you one?
No, I'm not a clown.
Damon, you tell me what carnivals are like.
Do I understand that language?
Oh gosh.
That's
Yes, exactly. It's just, food, games, shows, that kind of thing.
All right. Well, anyway, Alpha Mother, I did have something when we were in amongst the Urgil. This object seemed to be of some great importance to them. I wonder if you could help me figure out what this is. They called it the Wand of Storms.
I think that's true. Yeah.
okay. As you pull this out, her eyes get large for a moment. She reaches out the little clawed hand and takes it, and she turns it around. She's like, "Oh yes, this is quite a prize. You will find this most useful when you go to dispatch of the Leapers." And she hands it back. That is the Storm Rod of the Deep.
Storm Rod of the Deep. Huh?
Be very wary when you use this item, for it is unique in how it is charged. Too many uses, and unfortunately, you will lose it forever. But I do believe that you could find it most beneficial when you go to see your next objective.
Did I ever see any artifacts like this?
Looks to be a magic wand.
Did I ever see any magic wands like this from when I was learning my trade?
Yeah, but it was sealed away and nobody was allowed to touch it.
So I'm very I'm covetous of this.
So yes, it is.
Holy macaroni.
What is it, Reverend?
Well, basically, you point this at someone you don't like, and they'll probably go away.
I'll
They'll get
love to
quite
see
a
that.
charge out of
Lightning
it.
damage.
Oh,
Quite a charge. Yes. But it's best I can do it.
Yeah, the shiny rock.
Is it possible? I saw Yip Yip. You were using some fairly impressive magic back there. Things I've seen or heard before, but I've been able to figure out how to accomplish with my alchemical reagents.
Yeah, the Alpha Mother taught me, as she points to her.
Where does it come from?
That is not so deep in our heritage. Our connection to the dragons.
Are dragons able to speak to you?
Not anymore.
Right. So, is this
For the most
only
part.
a kobold thing, or is this something a human could gain access to?
Well, the elves wielded all kind of magic back in their day. It was quite almost science for them.
All right. Well, thank you for helping me identify it. I appreciate your help, and I do a bow that might be found in the court of the Western rulers.
Are there other kobolds around?
Unfortunately, I cannot know. We have been here for quite some time.
I mean, in the room.
Any other kobolds in
Yeah.
the room? Like you're looking about?
Yeah.
No, it appears to be the Alpha Mother and Yip Yip. That is it.
Where's the shaman guy?
Yeah.
He is still out by where the throne was. He has not been ushered into the room. As a matter of fact, the guards that were holding the cloth open have released it, so it is closed up.
I whisper to Sky and I tell her to go stand next to him. On the
Next to
same
the
page.
shaman,
Just keep
tucks
an eye
her
on him.
tail between her legs and moseys on out, kind of looking back over her shoulder. Or send a dog out of her room. It's pretty much doing that. And she pushes through just as she's almost done pushing through the drapery, she looks back at you one last time and disappears, and the cloth kind of closes back up behind her.
Humanoids only, please.
The shiny stone, you didn't know what it did, right?
Is it safe to speak here? Alpha
It is
Mother?
very safe, yes. You are within good company.
You mentioned elven magic being a form of science. Well, we believe we've found something that's harnessing something gravely dangerous and or very powerful. And you will take the Keystone and hold it in front
You
of you.
actually hear a gasp. She's like, and takes it in both of her hands and looks at it and looks up to you. Where did you find this?
There was an elven laboratory, we'll call it, an undead master, one like the ones I was familiar with. He was guarding it with his second life.
Donde Sarar?
Say that again?
The Donde Sarar? I hands it back to you. You can see here their tongue kind of draws the S's out longer than it should have been, but it sounds very much like that elven name you heard, the Master of the Root.
Yes, that was him.
That is very old name.
He looked very old.
It glowed when the Mother of the Deep.
This item is a copy.
It's a copy.
Long ago, something like this was made to seal away a very powerful force. And I do believe that this was made with the intent to maybe release that or gain access to it.
Unlock it.
Very much so. That is something I will share with you at a later date, or that is very far away in the past. But now, I do believe that you should follow me. And she stands up and hands you back the Keystone. This way, please. And as she leads you out of her chamber, she takes you back into that original chamber that she took you to that had all of the different murals all over the place. And now takes you towards the back of the chamber where Vaughn, you saw those curtains before, and pushes those aside. There's a small connecting tunnel that leads to another chamber. As you step out into that, it too is equally the size of the chamber before, filled with murals. Again, going around this obvious pattern as far as like the direction that the story is, that it's unfolding would tell. And she steps over to one side, and as she does so, you can see that the murals are depicting the rise and fall of the human city of Granitegard through the curtains. Sorry, my bad. You can see a little bit, we're on the wrong spot. As you can see, this particular area has cities that are in architecture that you're not familiar with at all. It doesn't look anything like the elven tunnels that you had seen down where in that place where you originally found the Keystone. These structures are very lofty and cyclopean towers, massive sky bridges, and their grandeur is just on a scale like nothing you have encountered before. And the tops of these things to be large landing port points. And you see what appears to be a dragon perched atop one of these. And as the next frame shows, it is crumbling into decay. And she looks at you and says, in a time long ago, when you humans were little more than scattered nomads, scarcely above the animals that you hunted for food, the Elderborn seized the reins of power from the cumbering husk of their former masters. Once forced to serve as one body, both the dwarves and the elves split. The dwarves went underground and splintered into 5 separate fractions, kingdoms beneath their various mountains. They were the sons and daughters of Iron, content to keep to their own kind, trading peacefully amongst each other, leaving the surface folk mostly undisturbed, as they were concerned mostly with their own ways. The Iron-Blooded cared only for the dwarven life, for the dwarven family, to mine their precious metals, and to fashion magnificent cities within the earth. Now, she takes you over to a separate section, and you can see that this area, there are battlefields that run red with bodies of fallen. And you can see the elves at this point marching across vast areas. Now for the elves, this is a very different story. Their bloodline split into different castes based upon the roles that they had served with their former masters. When the masters had fallen, old wounds had reopened, and grudges that had boiled to the surface were finally able to be resolved. And in the end, the Urgil, High Elves, I believe your people had referred to them as, were the ones that were left dominant over the rest. In truth, the Urgil had been very eagerly anticipating this moment, carefully laying plans for hundreds of years. As the favorite caste, they had received the best education and training, entrusted with their former master's secrets of magic and science. They were the longest lived and also the most physically gifted of the elves. They had been trained as elite warriors, servants capable of growing the master's empires. But all their mental and physical perfection had come at a cost. They lacked empathy and compassion for anyone else but their own. They lost their connection to the natural world, embracing only the desire for knowledge and power. Now she takes you over to another mural itself, and you can see the Urgil are standing over all the other factions of the elves, just basically towering over them, and all the elves that are around them were bending the knee there. Now once they had subdued their elven brethren, the High Elves consolidated their power and sought to build for themselves a greater empire than the one that was before them. Remembering how the kobolds had served their former masters, the leaders of these elves sought out our brood plants and set them to work building the foundations of their cities. And we kobolds were more than willing to serve these elves. One master simply exchanged for another. Protection for the fruits of our labor. The brood clans built the foundations of these great cities, including these very sewers that you stand in right now. The next mural shows these great cities that the elves are now building at this point, dazzling spires and very intricate, delicate-looking buildings that are unique from the ones that you saw before with the previous civilization, but they remind you in the essence of those tunnels that you had seen. Again, very sleek shapes. And again, the way the structures are designed, it does not look like it would be very solid, almost like their attempt to overcome the forces of nature as they built these buildings, to really show off their might and their power. But the Urgil, with their thirst for power, were not content with the lands they owned. Their soldiers brought all the surrounding territories to heel. It was a slow and relentless process, and all those that stood in their way were either broken or destroyed. And the last to fall, the humans, paid for their resistance in unimaginable quantities of blood. And this you see through the conquest now, you can see what looks like might have been halflings, and then other races. And then last you see are these human tribe cities just consumed by fire, humans strung up in these X's and just being executed in droves by the elves until you get to the end of it where there are throngs of humans falling on their knees in front of the elves. And almost as soon as the last human tribe was brought to heel, the Urgil shifted their attention to the only people that had not been subjugated by their rule, the dwarves. And the iron-blooded proved nearly impossible to be routed from their mountain fortresses. And the new war now ground on for centuries, each side refusing to relent, atrocity answered only by atrocity. And in the end, both grew desperate to find a way to eradicate the other once and for all. And now you can see cities of the dwarves and cities of the elves suffering destruction. Now you can see fields of bodies laid out. Sometimes there are tunnelways that look like where the dwarven cities must have been, filled with bodies as well. Where the dwarves were creatures of practicality and physicality, like the rock of their mountain and the iron that they'd worked with. They created incredible machines of war, fashioned arms and armor with tremendous might to smash and break their foes. The elves, on the other hand, used their knowledge of science and magic to bend the forces of nature to their commands. Arrogant in their belief that they could control even the darkest of eldritch forces, the elves began to tap into blood magic. They perverted the natural world to create monstrosities to send against their foes, breeding unspeakable things to fight in place of their elven lives. And this is why the elves twisted their human servants into the first orcs, creating an army of berserker warriors that could rival even the dwarves' strength and endurance on the battlefield. Yet no matter what these abominations they threw at the dwarves, the iron-blooded would not break. Centuries of war taking their toll on the treasuries of both their people. The Argon knew they had to find a way to defeat their foes or lose risking everything. And where might could not overcome their enemy, a subtle approach might prove victorious. A particularly ruthless and callous Argon named Melisendus proposed a plan to create a plague that would wipe out the dwarves, tailored only to corrupt the blood of the sons and daughters of stone. She was skilled in the darkest of magic arts. Even most of her people feared her presence, but the leaders of the Argon were desperate to end the war, and she was given all the resources that she asked for. Nothing was denied her, no matter how terrible the demands. And she produced the abomination she had promised, a blood plague to destroy the dwarves, made right here in the city that stood before Granitegard. All but the darkest magical extracts had a terrible cost, and rarely does one behave as the invoker intends. And the insidious sickness proved to be more infectious than even the elves had expected. And so they suffered first before their dwarven foes. First, the elves of this city began to fall. And as the ill began to stack up, the elves began to flee to other cities, spreading their plague across the empire. It was too late for them, and unfortunately, it was also too late for their dwarven foes, who had been spying on the strange activities of the elves. And unfortunately, their scouts brought it back into their mountain homes. And the dwarves, too, succumbed. A third of those infected did it kill outright, with boils of blood and open sores. Nearly twice over were stricken blind and enfeebled, unable to care for themselves in throes of agony. And if those that were spared the ravages of the sickness had known what was coming, they might have preferred to die in the relatively merciful death the plague offered. For the humans led the enslaved peoples on a revolt of unrestrained violence. First against the elves, and then turning on the dwarves, as we had talked about. And just as the Elderborn had done to their masters so many years before, the two great societies were essentially wiped away from those they had subjugated. And you can see the downfall of their empires, cities destroyed, completely reduced to rubble, and the humans and the other races standing atop the rubble. Now, in the Elven tongue, they called the city that was here before Granitegard Mir Alu Halal, which is the jewel by the sea of ice. That is about the best I can translate it for your human. Now, I did not live here at the time when it stood. I only knew it from the other kobolds that had fled after the destruction. It was once said to be the architectural wonder of the world and the center for our mystical arts. Bonnie may check out that note that I had for you there. Now, you may wonder what had happened to this city. Well, to the mountains to the west was where Vakus Marar lie, at the edge of the Dragonspine Mountains. It was once the home of the largest of the dwarven kingdoms. It was the first of the dwarven cities to fall to the plague, being so close to the origins of the pestilence. And with the dwarves dead, or too weak to maintain the inner workings of their city home, the water reservoir filled and filled and filled, flooding the city, filling every tunnel, and eventually hollowing out the center of the mountain until it could take no more. And in a burst of vengeful fury, a wave spread across the valley. Nothing could stand against it. It washed down in the caldera. It took away the elven city out into the bay. The rocks that were cleared from your harbor were not just rocks. They were remnants of this city. And this is where we are today. Now, there is much more to this history, but I will share that with you later. For now, I want you to rest and bring supplies. And when you do, I will have made arrangements to make more things very clear for you. Other questions that you have for me? Things I may answer for you?
To make what very clear?
More of what has happened.
The history?
Yes.
Is it known what remained in the Dragonspire Mountains by many?
From what I have heard, there is a lake in this mountain once stood. And I assume whatever is left of the dwarves would be below there, under the depths of the lake.
Are you speaking of the Hollow Heart Lake?
Yes, I do believe that's what your humans call it.
Hollow Heart Lake. I imagine due to the shape of it. I thought mainly these were stories I had heard, but apparently there's more truth to them. The great riches in the old dwarven cities.
Am I familiar with the lake? Like, first.
You can make a history check on that.
Could I also make a history check?
Oh, it's the same one. Oh boy. 3.
You have heard that the dwarves built cities within mountains, but no, you've not heard of that particular one.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 15.
15? You had heard of Hollow Heart Lake. Again, the rumor of it is that if you can swim all the way to the bottom of Hollow Heart Lake, in theory, that you could find the dwarven riches and stuff that are still down there from what's left of the city at the bottom.
But not the dwarves themselves, just the riches.
Just the riches. That's yeah.
That's what I heard.
There hasn't been a dwarf spotted in 400 something years. I mean, granted, there wasn't an elf spotted either, but you know.
That's kind of where my thought was. Never know.
Yeah.
How do you do a dwarf check?
I don't know. Who's short?
Skeech. I'd be stockier, I'd imagine. These stick figures look big.
Yeah.
He's not lying.
Well, thank you for that information, Your Highness.
You are welcome. It's a very sad tale, but I do believe that it has given you some more to think about.
And the Keystone. We still don't know how it works. If what you say is true and filling it, completing it, this falling into the wrong hands could be disastrous. How do we know what triggers it?
Again, for that, please bring the supplies, and I again will make arrangements to help you gain some more insight to this. And this is where we're going to end our episode this evening. So please join us again next week for the Doomed City of Granitegard. And we hope to see you then. You have yourself a great night. Thank you so very much.
Good night.
Bye.